First of all, I am discussing relating to CMA registration process with the institute. Those who are not yet registered, what they can do, what are the options for them. Then I will be explaining the exam structure of CMA US, part 1, part 2, how many questions comes, what is the passing criteria, how we need to study. Then we will plan how we are going to cover this part 2 syllabus in coming 3.5 months, 4 months, when we should plan for the exam. And then we will start from one of the particular area of the syllabus discussion, explanation and discussion. So the first thing relating to registration. Now, as you all know, I think the institute is running discount on total fees. Total fees in the sense, if you have seen on the social media or maybe on the institute website, they are saying that there is a 40% discount. So suppose somebody want to register, they should register now because they will be able to get 40% benefit. That 40% is relating to this fees. The membership fee and the entrance fee. On this, they are offering 40% discount. So in place of 345, 40% gone, the student need to pay the balance money. But you can see that through Saraf Academy, if it is 345, already you need to pay only 150, which is greater than around 60% approximately. If it is professional, then 555. Student need to pay 270, which is greater than 50%. So normally that discount doesn't have any meaning if you are registering in CMA US Institute through a learning partner. At the same time, here through a learning partner, in the exam fees also you will be getting some discount. In exam fees also, for students there is $120 less in each exam. For professionals, it is $100 less for each exam. Whereas in that 40%, there is no discount on the exam fees. It is only on the entrance, entrance fees and membership fee, the discount is offered 40%. So there is no tension. I will say that if you are going through a learning partner and suppose that scheme is gone, then in that case, you will be losing your money. You should be registering for CMA US Institute through the learning partner. Now, this 135, 210, 345, and for professional, that fees are different. Students means you are 12 pass out, doing graduation, BBA, BCom, or maybe you are graduate, doing full-time MCom, full-time masters. That means you are a full-time student. Even though you have completed BCom, still you are doing full-time masters. Then in that case, the person will come under student category. Otherwise, the person will come in the professional category. Professional category does not mean that the person need to be working. Student means that the student need to be a student. When you are full-time doing study, after 12, you are doing graduation full-time. After graduation, you are doing full-time masters. You are a student. If you are not a student, then you need to go into professional category. For professionals, the entire fees is more. Any student, whether student category or professional category, doing CMA US, this is the total cost for CMA US course. There is an institute charges, which is membership fee, entrance fee, part 1 exam fee, part 2 exam fees, the total. If you go on the CMA website, I will be taking you. On the CMA website, the total cost is £1,035, dollar for students. And for professionals, it is $1,475. Obviously, this is not payable in one go. When the student will register for CMA US course with the institute, they need to pay membership fee and entrance fee, which is $345, the normal fees. If it is a professional category of the person, then they need to pay membership fee, entrance fee, and the professional fee also, which is 15. For a student, the processing fee is not there. And then the part 1, part 2 exam fees. That's the institute charges. But through Saraf Academy, presently this they are offering. That entrance fee and membership fee, you will pay as a student $150 in place of $345. For professionals, membership fee and entrance fee, you will pay in place of $555 to $70. And then comes exam fees whenever you will appear for the exam. Say we are targeting February 1 exam and June 2nd exam. So for a student, it will be $225 for February exam and $225 for June exam. For professionals, it will be $360 for February exam and June exam. Now this fees, which is, you can say, the normal fees, $135, $210, $260 and $280. This fees the institute has revised on 1st October 2023. Earlier, the fees were lower. They have revised the fees from 1st October 2023. So they are not going to revise in coming 1 year the fees part. But then this fees, which is discounted fees, was offered to the students before 1st October also. And even after increase in the fees, the same fees the students are paying through Saraf Academy. So I'm always communicating to all of you and others also that if you want to register, you should register now. They said us, your students can join at this fees, the discounted fees. As far as exam fees, once you will register with the institute by paying the entrance fees and membership fee, then in your account, there will be $100, $120 each credit for students and $100 each credit for professionals. That means whenever you will book your exam, say for February 24, June 24, you will need to pay as a professional in place of $460, $360 only. In your account, it will be credited $100. That they have said that credit will be there for 18 months. Within 18 months from your registration date, when you will give exam, you need to pay as a student $120 less and as a professional $100 less. But if you give exam beyond 18 months, then that discount will not be applicable. So through a learning partner, you are getting more discount. Not only me, there are others also in India. You are able to get more discount on entrance fee and membership fee, and at the same time, part 1, part 2 exam fees also. But how long they will be offering this fees, which is the old fees before 1st October, the discounted fees, that I don't know. They will inform us, ki bhai, sir, from tomorrow you can't charge this 150 become 170, 180, this 270 become 300. I don't know. That they have not yet communicated us. But just that they are saying that presently still it is running. For going into this, there is a condition that a student need to have certified material. Certified material means the material which is certified by CMA US Institute on their website. There are 6 companies material. Any one material the student need to have. The student need to have in their own name certified material. They cannot take from others. They need to directly purchase from the certified material provider. For that, we have contracted with Hawk. Out of the 6, Hawk is one of the company. There are other 5 also on the website. I will show you. Out of the 6, we have selected Hawk. And for the Hawk certified material, we are asking the student to pay, say, 19,000. This is the lowest fees possible by doing negotiation with the Hawk. If you don't purchase the certified material, you will not be getting the benefit of 1035 to 600, 535, a $435. And as a professional, 1475 to 990. That is coming around $485. As a student, you are saving $435. As a professional, you are saving around $485. And if you consider $1 as, say, 83 rupees, then it will be coming approximately, for a student, I will say around 35,000. For a professional, around 40,000. To get that 40,000 benefit, you need to spend 19,000 rupees. That means all in all, it's a gain for the student. And at the same time, with the certified material, you can practice extra questions, because when they are certified content provider by CMA, then they have regularly an audit check. Are they improving their materials and all that? That must be there. So for getting this, the student need to pay 18,999 for the material to Hawk company. And then you can say our training classes, which is 63,999, which you all have already paid. There is no training class further. So the total cost for, you can say, students, including the institute charges, exam fees, material, Saraf Academy fees, is 1,32,000. This 132,798 can be 1,33,000 because dollar value can go up, down. And this 1,65,000 can be approximately, I will say, but I am thinking 1 second. This is the old. This 165 can be, no, this, because the new fees is slightly higher, I think, but this is still going 165, 178. That means you can say that maybe 1 or 2,000 here and there, because of all these dollar payment which you will be making to the institute, and even the exam fees you are not paying now. Exam fees you will pay when you will book the exam. So ये 132 कुछ 500, 1,000 इधर उधर हो सकता है, but normally this is the total cost. Now you should be taking your call that what is the process. First of all, you pay for the Hawk material. Once you pay for the Hawk material, your name will be shared with the CMA Institute. Then the CMA Institute will give a link. Through that link, you will be able to register and pay $150 as a student and $270 as a professional. So first you need to purchase the Hawk material. Then your name will be shared with the institute. Then the institute will give you a link to pay $150, $270. You will pay $150, $270 to the institute through that link. And then once you pay, after 2-3 days in your account, this discount will be credited for exam, $120 each for exam fees for students and $100 each for professionals. There are 4 or 5 students who are already registered, paid for the Hawk. We have not yet given their name to the institute because I am waiting for some 2, 3, 4 students further so that we can ask purchase Hawk material for all of you. And then we will share your name with the institute. You don't need to take tension ki sir, I paid 15 days earlier, still my name is not. Don't worry. That is, I am there. They will not change the fees to higher fees just instantly. Today morning they will message me. ऐसा नहीं करेंगे. वो बताएंगे मेरे को एक साथ कुछ number of students चाहिए so that I can purchase Hawk material for all of you, and then I will share your name with the institute. But remember this, I don't know exactly how long this benefit will be going on. मेरे को नहीं मालूम है ये benefit कब तक चलेगा. 1 second. I think yes, this is the correct one, because that's where old fees. This is the correct one. The correct one is they have increased the fees and all that. They have included 18% GST also. So because of 18% GST, If you consider the total dollar payment each coming 1,07,734 for students, for professionals 1,56,000. But through Saraf Academy, it will be coming 58 and 97. I am considering each dollar as 83 rupees. That way the calculation is done. And then the classes fees, so it has, because of the GST portion, the fees is same. You can check 150 is 150. But from 1st October, they introduced GST also. It was earlier there also, sorry. The GST was there. In CIMA courses, UK courses, they have introduced GST from 1st October. But the GST was already there earlier. With the GST, the cost is increasing by 18% GST amount. So the total cost is coming for student is 141. And for professionals, it is coming 1,80,448. The same fees plus 18% GST everywhere institute will be charging. So what I mean to say that if you have not yet registered, go for purchasing Hawk material if you want to go for through Saraf Academy. Then we will purchase Hawk material guarantee next week only, whether further student comes or not, doesn't matter. We will purchase next week Hawk material for those who are registered, and we will share your name with the institute. They will be giving you 5-7 days to pay this fees as a student or as a professional. This fees 275 or 150 plus 18%. And once you make this payment in your account, this $120 or $100 for exam will be credited for next 18 months. I will request, don't ask again what is the last date and all that. मेरे को नहीं मालूम. If I know the last date, why I will not be telling you now only. The last date may be 2 days, maybe 10 days. Once they will communicate, I will communicate in the group part 1, part 2, both WhatsApp group, that today is the last date and all that. But it is not going to be after 5 months. It may be 5-7 days, 10 days, they will allow further. So if you are interested in this discounted fees, you need to pay this 18,999 for Hawk material. We will purchase Hawk material in the next week, Monday, Tuesday only. Once we purchase, we will share your name with the institute. Then the institute will give you a link to pay the entrance fees and membership fees, which is 150 plus 18% and 275 plus 18%. And then after 2-3 days in your account, the exam fees credit will be there. Whenever you will pay for the exam, at that time, you don't need to pay this much amount as a student and professional. You understand, after the increase in the fees, 317, it was 360. Still, you need to pay 225 only. 495 is still 360. So it is $145 a discount. It's a big discount. You can say that there is a, what do you say, 1,07,000 to 58, around 50,000. And 18,000, 19,000 material is still giving you 31, 32,000 benefit. And here, so it is huge. So you can say that you take your call. There is no compulsion, but later on, once this is over, then I can't do anything. Obviously, I'm not saying that in place of this total 600, they will be charging in place of 995 full amount. Never. Maybe 600 will become 650, 700. Maybe 995 will become 1095. I don't know. They have not communicated. What will be the fees once this old fees, discounted fees is gone. तो उस केस में आपका मोटा मोटी 10,000, 12,000, 15,000 करीब मैक्सिमम नुकसान हो सकता है. So that you should say, because this is there only for coming, I can say maximum 1 week. For Hawk materials, you all need to pay us. You will be paying in my Prakash Saraf HUF account, because Prakash Saraf HUF account I am using so that I don't need to collect GST from you. So I will be taking this 18,999, then we will purchase Hawk material for you. I have messaged Rojalin so many times already. I think you have already purchased. When you
No,
paid
sir,
for...
no, I have purchased, but I have the soft copy and I don't have access to those videos. So my
Which
question
videos?
is that, like in Hawk material, they also have some videos, no? Training videos. So it says that I don't have access to that.
Because we
And
are
also,
purchasing only the materials. We are not purchasing their videos. I am to teaching here, na. They are not giving you the videos, because with the videos they are charging, I think, for the material around 45,000. So there is, because I am there in the class.
If I wish to get offline material like their book, then how can I
Physical
do that?
materials is not available. And at the same time, if you purchase physical material, you will never pass the exam, guarantee. Because you will take printout or you will underline and all that. Exam is computer based on screen. Yesterday only I was teaching to ACCA students. Then since I'm teaching for 3 months and they have exam after 10 days, then some of the students started saying that, sir, I have not heard what you said earlier. I have not followed. I'm still doing in copy pen. And when I'm doing questions on the screen, then they are saying that, sir, I'm not having the speed. Still they are working. But then they are complaining, sir, मैंने तो ऐसा किया नहीं. So I said, I'm saying since the first class, but you are not hearing. Similarly, even though if somebody
I know,
is...
sir, I know that, but I prefer to read from a physical book, right?
You
I
want
don't
to
have
pass
my
the exam
laptop
or you want to
accessible
fail the exam?
every time, everywhere, right? So that's why.
No. Nowadays, internet is not an issue. You can log into your account from any part of the world. And if the student will study on physical form, believe me, since last 10 to 12 years, I am saying to every student, you will not be feeling on the day of exam to work on the screen, to read the question on screen, to answer on screen, to type on the essay type on screen. And that will create a problem, even though you know the subject, but still you can't pass. Because if you are not habituated now, say there is no exam tomorrow, then how can we say that on the day of exam, I can work on screen? We always say that change is the only thing which human beings need to accept. So you or any student need to accept this is the change. And we are bound to accept this. So there is no physical material. Even though you may be in Canada or USA and the hawk is from USA only, but suppose somebody is in India, the courier charges will be coming at least, the bulky material will be coming around 10,000 rupees. So maybe I can request for you, they can deliver. They will be charging the courier fees and all that. But I will request you in the class only, don't buy that. Because that will not, maybe you are habituated studying on book basis. But then it's a fact that a student cannot complete the syllabus, complete the paper in exam if they study pen and paper basis. They need to change their mood, the way the exams are there from the first day. So the inconvenience will get over by the time the exam will come.
Okay.
That is my advice. But still, if you say, then you can also directly mail to Hawk, because you have received the link from them only. I want the physical material, what additional charges I need to pay. I am from Canada, this is my address. They will be telling you, they will deliver you. There is no problem. But I will say, even though somebody is giving you money and asking you to take physical material, then also you should not go for that. That's my advice.
Okay. I should change my pattern of study.
Because you have to change, adjust according to requirement. That's the problem. I understand maybe the feeling is there since whole life you have studied like pen and paper basis. So your feeling will be better when you study pen and paper. That's study will be done. But in the exam, when you will see the screen, you will at that moment only clean bold. You will not focus in the exam on the screen, because you have developed your habit the way it has been there. And because of that, on the day of exam, you are very tensed. You will be. And because of that, maybe you are well studied, you will not be able to give exam and you will not be able to pass. So it's a big cost of taking the physical books. Even when you are practicing questions, everybody, don't practice on pen and paper basis on a copy you will write. Study like this only, like on the screen I am teaching. Make a Word file, take an Excel, write all your things on the Word file in Excel and make one single file. Part 2 for February 2024. This is my file. There is your file for practicing questions and all that. Always think that you need to read the question on a screen. You need to do your calculations on a screen, calculator, and you need to select the correct answer, or maybe essay type. You need to type your answers on the screen only. Because then only In the exam, there will not be any difference. The way you have studied and the way you are approaching the exam. ठीक है? तो इसके बारे में फिर से तो बात नहीं करेंगे. मेरा एडवाइस ये है, एक बार में व्हाई आई एम गिविंग एक्स्ट्रा टाइम फॉर दिस, कि भाई बार बार आप लोग ये सब क्वेश्चन ना पूछें. एक ही बार में 1-1.5 घंटा 2 घंटा इस पे दे देते. तो फर्स्ट थिंग, registration detail I have shared. Okay. Relating to registration, anybody has any further question to ask? कुछ बोलना है? One thing relating to registration, the student can apply for a scholarship. Scholarship is available to students, not to professionals. But Rahman is saying that go to pass map study system. From there you can download. Okay, sir. I mean to say that those who are student category, then those students can go for scholarship. But in a college, they are giving scholarship maximum to 5 students. And for scholarship from the college, the registered faculty or maybe the dean of the college, you need to take a letter and you need to go on the institute website, fill up the form. Along with that letter, if your name is selected, then in that they will give you reply within 1.5 months, around 6 weeks. If your name is selected, then in that case you will be getting the scholarship. That means your entrance fees, your membership fees, your part 1 exam fees, your part 2 exam fees, all gone, all zero. You don't need to pay anything to the institute. Whether anybody will get that or not, that is not in my control. There is no, I mean to say, reference or support by learning partner for getting the scholarship. मेरे बोलने से institute को कुछ नहीं होएगा. Student need to connect with the college where they are studying. They need to keep one person, one faculty from college who is registered with the college or the dean and keep him in the loop. Take a letter, fill up the form, give it to the institute, mail it, and then wait for 1.5 months whether you are eligible for a scholarship or not. That will be decided by IMA fully. But a scholarship is not available for professionals. So relating to registration, this one thing more, that those who are student category, they can try this. But it is not in my hand that you will be getting the scholarship or not. ये मेरे पास नहीं, मेरे हाथ में नहीं. ठीक है? Now comes, so relating to registration, there is no question. Anybody has anything to ask? Deepayan, Lavanya, Rahman, Naveen, Prathamesh, Purushottam, Ranjit, Rojalin, Tanisa, Vaidehi, Vikas. I am moving. Yes, tell me.
No, sir. So you can continue.
Okay, sir. No, just
Hello,
that.
sir. This is Rosalind again.
Yes.
My question is that do we generally start for January batch? The classes starts from mid of November, or this time it got delayed a little bit?
You can say that one class delay because I start from first week of November normally. And starting from 1 week late. That's the only thing. And we are not targeting January exam. We are targeting February exam. Whenever I start the batch, then I always say that our target should be to give exam by February end. We will get ample of time for study. Because
right.
If you book the exam in January, then you are getting less time for revisions and all that. So if you book the exam for February, then in that case, you will be getting ample of time. So you can see that 1 week late, but as I have communicated again and again in the group, that I will be taking approximately 30 classes. And as per the schedule, you can see that I have given the schedule for 37 classes. That much is not required. It's maybe 31, maybe 29, approximately 30 classes for part 1, 30 classes for part 2. So we are already having 7 classes leeway extra. Out of 7, suppose we have left 1 class. 1 class we are delayed. Still we have possibility to, you can say, adjust those 6 classes. So don't worry. Ample of time will be there. ठीक है ना?
Yes.
I take around 100 hours, 30 classes. Sometime I teach more than 3 hours, sometime less, approximately 100 hours class for part 1, 100-hour class for part 2. Since so many years. Huh? Okay, 1 second. Now the second thing. Acha, 1 second, I need to go on the institute website. IMA net. This is institute website, imanet.org. imanet.org. You can say CMA certification, the CMA course overview, benefits of CMA, enroll in CMA, prepare for CMA, and all the things are there. Suppose I am going in CMA overview. For CMA overview, they have given everything, okay? And then they are saying that relating to CMA, if you want to know everything, then you can download the CMA handbook. This is the candidate handbook I have already downloaded, okay? This is the CMA handbook. This is downloaded yesterday. CMA handbook downloaded yesterday. Okay? Whenever you find any confusion, then you can refer this handbook, which is freely available on the institute website. That somebody is finding problem in eligibility, then what is entrance fees, then you can see that the CMA qualification covers what, for getting the membership, what is the experience requirement, how the exam are structured, part 1, part 2, then in the exams, are they of money covering only US GAAP or they focus on IFRS also, then the examination administration, how the exams are conducted, then scheduling an exam, then rescheduling. Somebody booked the exam, want to cancel the exam, want to reschedule the exam. Refund policy. For entrance fee, membership fee, there is no refund. For exam fees also, there is no refund. If you are paid, you can reschedule, but there is no refund. The day of exam, what you will be taking in the exam hall, then your ID requirement, calculator policy, which calculator you can use. I'm not reading this because it is waste of time. Waste of time in the sense reading this is not. I will share this document. Maybe somebody will say that, sir, you shown one document. That is there. Yesterday I downloaded from the website only. मैंने वहीं से निकाला है. वेबसाइट से निकालकर ये डॉक्यूमेंट है जिसमें बेसिकली till the time you complete the CMA, what to study, from where to study, the registration, the examination, the everything is there in this candidate booklet, handbook, which is not 100 pages, around 14 pages document. Whichever area you will find confusion, you should always refer this. And the institute regularly changes this for the time being. This is the latest, the March 28. After March 28, there is no new publication of the handbook. Just give me 1 second. 1 second. So after March 28, they have not published any new material. You can refer this. I will mail this also. You can download from the institute website. At the same time, on the institute website,
Sir, can you confirm where to find this in the institute website?
Every page. In every page, CMA candidate handbook, it is given in every page. Whenever you will open, you will be able to find at any place CMA handbook. Like this, it is written. So it is here. But if you open any page, on each page, this link is given. Download, and all that. Once you open, you will get that. But I will be sharing with all of you in the mail just after the class. Don't worry. But later on, if they will change anything, then in that case, you need to download the new one. Then comes, one second. CMA candidate. Here also in the certification in CMA handbook, everywhere they have given this. Everywhere. In this handbook, one second. In this handbook, not given here the link. In this handbook, if we just type CMA exams support questions, CMA exams support practice questions. So always they regularly update the practice questions here. You can practice extra questions relating to different topics, whatever they have uploaded here. Once you click here, then you will be able to get the questions from different areas. They have a, what do you say? Just one second, let me click. They are regularly in social media also, in LinkedIn and different places. They are uploading out of these questions always. But when you do these questions, you need to be ready that whether these questions are from a particular area. Practical multiple choice essay questions, interactive practice quiz. Interactive practice quiz. What is that interactive practice quiz? You can say that the way you will be able to open the software, but this is applicable. You need to register on this. Then in that case, like the software, it will open. Like in the exam, the software will open. That way you will be able to open the interactive software. On that you can solve the questions. So here you need to register and then practice question. I will say that normally, if you are a CMA student, you should be regularly visiting CMA website. If you are a CPA student, you should be regularly visiting the CPA website. If you are an ACCA, CIMA student, any course student, if you are an Indian CA student, then you should be visiting the website on regular intervals. There is something, some changes, some extra questions given, some changes in the syllabus and all that. It will be very helpful because me and you need to follow whatever the instructions given by the institute. We are getting the information from the institute directly also on call and many times. But at the same time, it's my duty to go on the website because today when I'm taking the new batch, then it is my duty to go through the website properly. So in the website, any changes are there. Suppose you want a job, they have uploaded any job requirement, any place, you want to apply for that. Har cheez ka information you will be getting. You always need to see that in a week, one time, maybe for 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you should be going on the website. Because whatever the changes, whatever the things because maybe suppose you are a registered student and you are getting a mail from the institute. Maybe you skipped that mail, you have not seen that, maybe it gone into junk and you have not seen the mail that was very important. So it is very essential that for update, you always refer the institute website. That is my advice to everyone. In a week, whenever you get time for 10, 15 minutes, maybe you are not studying, you are going somewhere, open from the mobile phone only. Go through the website if there anything, any new instruction, anything they are saying. Because ek website ke upar details are many. So that what is relevant for you, that you always need to check for, so that you are always conversant or knowledgeable that what changes are happening in the institute, which you should be knowing. तो क्वेश्चंस वगैरह वो लोग डेवलप करते रहते हैं, बनाते रहते हैं, जिसको हम लोग उनकी वेबसाइट पे जाके कर सकते हैं. This is, you can say that my advice, visiting IMA website on regular intervals. I'm not saying every day, but जब जब आपको टाइम मिले आप रेगुलरली उसको देखते रहिए. मेरे को दो चीज बोलना था बिकॉज रजिस्ट्रेशन तो वी आर डूइंग. इफ यू वांट टू रजिस्टर ऑन योर ओन ऑन द वेबसाइट, यू गो देयर. यहां पर जो मैंने यहां पर सीएमए ओवरव्यू था उसमें जाइए, एंड वंस यू गो इन सीएमए ओवरव्यू, दे आर सेइंग स्टेप्स. वो स्टेप फॉलो करना है, करिए. फर्स्ट ज्वाइन IMA, देन रजिस्टर, देन यू कैन डू. You can say that you will be able to get that 40% discount which is running now, which must be written on the top only. वो सबसे शुरू में इन्होंने लिखा है home, and if it is gone then it is removed. No, it is gone. I think the 40% discount yesterday it was showing on the top only. Just one day left according to US, the day is gone. So now that 40% discount on entrance fees and membership fee, I think it is not there. Whatever, because it was coming on the top only. कि कोई भी आपको कुछ जानना है तो आपको वेबसाइट का रेफरेंस लेना ऑलवेज जरूरी है. न्यू सिलेबस, न्यू थिंग, दे आर गोइंग टू ब्रिंग न्यू सिलेबस आफ्टर जून 2023. फ्रॉम सितंबर अक्टूबर द न्यू सिलेबस. नॉट बिग चेंज, नॉट बिग चेंज, बट फिर भी चेंजेस कुछ आ रहा है, वो लोग जून एग्जाम के बाद लेकर आ रहे हैं. ठीक है, मैं उसके बारे में बात करूंगा. Now, the exam structure. There is part 1 and part 2. Two exams. 4 hours each. It's not a 3 hours exam. 4 hours each. 100 MCQs, 100 MCQs to be solved in 3 hours, and 2 essay type questions to be solved in 1 hour. This is common for both the part 1 also, part 2 also. 4 hours each. In each part, there are 100 multiple choice question, multiple choice, not objective type. In other exams like CPA, ACCA, CIMA, and other international courses, it's objective type. Filling the blanks, match the following, drag and drop. In your case, MCQ. One question, 4 options, you need to select the correct option. It is pure MCQ, which is you need to solve in 3 hours. And then for last 1 hour, 2 essay type question you need to solve. In MCQ, the accuracy level should be at least 50%. Then only essay type questions will open. If the student has in 3 hours solved MCQ and they are doing less than 50 questions correct, then the essay type will not open only. Why? Each part is of 500 marks. That means the paper is not of 100 marks, 500 marks. Pass marks 360 in total. Out of 500, student need to score 360. You can say 72%. Pass mark is 72%. So practically, forget about whether the essay type open or not. Practically, if we see 100, MCQ 375 marks. MCQ 375 marks. Essay type 125 marks. So we can see each MCQ will be of 3.75 marks. Because 100 question, 375 marks, that means 3.75 marks per question. There is nothing that this is easy, less marks, this is more difficult, more marks. All questions are equally marked. There is no difference in the question marking because the MCQ portion is not checked by human being. Whatever number of questions you have done correct, it is done by the software automatically. Suppose somebody has done 60 question correct. Then in MCQ, that person is getting 60 into 3.75. That way. No negative marking. No negative marking. Even though if you are doing wrong, but there is no negative marking. Right marks, wrong zero. No negative marking. So if I am a student, I want to pass the exam. According to me, at least to pass, at least 70% question should be correct. Should be correct. So 70% means 70 into 3.75. 70 into 3.75. How much it will come? Or out of 375, we are scoring 70% marks. How much it will come? Anybody? By doing out of 100. How much?
262.5.
2.5. Say 263 marks, approx. So in essay type, you need to score further 100 marks. Somebody will say that in essay type, can we score 100 marks? Yes, because the students are scoring in essay type 115, 120 also. It's not that in essay type you can't score high marks. You can easily because the questions are very direct. But as per me, 100 is not a small we need to score in essay type. It's a big amount or big numbers we need to score. So from my understanding, 70% questions, if we are not doing correct, we will not be able to score 360 marks in exam. The chances are very less. Maybe somebody is doing 65 question correct or 67 questions correct. And then in essay type, score 115 possible. But the chances are very less. Now, normally on a standalone basis, we will think that Doing out of 100, 70 question correct is not an easy task on a standalone basis. So I always say that suppose today is the first class. We have not studied anything. You try one question, money, you can see one paper. Suppose I will say Rosalie, you go on the hawk and you open a mock paper for part 2. Even though you have not studied anything, and start doing Jai Mata Di, Allah and all that. You will be able to do at least around 30 to 35 questions correct without any study. Because when the multiple choice is there, out of one question, 4 option ABCD is there. That means out of 4 option, 1 is correct. So when you are selecting one option, there is a 25% probability that it is correct. That means without any study, a student can do 30-35 questions correct. So if the institute will say that the pass mark is 40%, then the institute should say that every student to give exam will pass. Then we should say that it is a BCom exam. It is graduation exam where the result is 80-90%. It's not that exam. In multiple choice, in objective type question, if the pass percentage is not kept higher, then there is no difference between a knowledgeable and non-knowledgeable student. So everywhere, whether CAT, GMAT, any exam, when the multiple choice are there, the accuracy level need to be kept high so that we can differentiate between a bad and a good student. Scoring from that 30 to 35 question to 70 question is a very difficult task. Normally, the institute result in part 1 or in part 2 is approximately 35%. Sometimes 40% also. Out of 100 students, 35 to 40 students all over the world are passing the exams. So it's not easy. The questions are twisted. Normally, when you are studying properly with concepts, then out of 100 questions, you will be definitely able to find that these 70-75 questions I can do correct. But the balance 20-25, even though if you are doing Jai Mata Di or you are doing Allah, since I said out of 4, 1 selected 25% chance that it will be correct, those 25-30 questions will not be going wrong all. Out of them, some of them will be automatically become right. So if you have the capability, out of 100 questions, I can do 65-70 questions correct, then automatically you will be able to do 80 questions correct. And by doing 80 questions correct, you can't fail this exam. Because when you are doing 80 questions correct, already you have scored 300 plus in the multiple choice question. Now scoring out of 125, 60 marks in essay type will be a cakewalk, will not be creating any tension. So normally you need to build up your accuracy level that out of 100 questions, I should be able to do correct at least 65-70 questions fully correct with my knowledge, with my concept. Balance these question में जय माता दी अल्लाह फल्ला जो करना है करेंगे और उससे आपका एग्जाम गड़बड़ नहीं होने वाला है. If suppose I will sit in the exam, teaching CMA US for more than 10 plus years, training industry more than 25 years, कोई चीज ऐसा नहीं है जो 50 बार मैंने नहीं पढ़ा है. If I will sit in the exam, I will find, I always say, in part 1, part 2, around 7 to 10 questions, which exactly I don't know the correct answer. If I will sit in the exam, maybe आपका accuracy level 70 होगा, मेरा 90 होगा. 10 क्वेश्चन मेरे को भी ऐसा मिलेगा एग्जाम में जो मैं 100% श्योर नहीं हूं कि आंसर क्या होएगा. Maybe there are some theoretical concept, maybe some numerical concept, but I have confusion in understanding the language, or I am not getting what they are asking. होगा ऐसा. लेकिन वो 10 सारा wrong थोड़ी ना होएगा. If out of 10 question I am doing Jai Mata Di, Allah and whatever, I will be able to do 3-4 correct. So suppose I am doing 95 questions correct. And then in essay type, I know that I can score out of 125, 115, 120, very sure. So I can score 460, 470 marks. 500 में 500 तो मेरा भी नहीं आएगा. Maybe it's a luck कि I have done 5-7 question by fluke and all becomes correct. and my 100 out of 100 questions correct. That luck is required. And then essay type, so I'm saying I can score 115 to 120 always, any essay type question. So you can say that I will be able to score maximum 470, 480. Usse zyada to aayega hi nahi na. Always when they conduct exam, there is an award and all that for those who have scored highest marks in a term, in part 1, part 2 and all that. That is always 450 plus. Always. Never it is less than 450. Because 75% is multiple choice and 25% essay type is good hard marks. It's not that you are writing essay on Mahatma Gandhi and then you are getting out of 10 marks, 6 marks. Not like that. The questions are very direct in essay type also. We can score good marks in that. For essay type, normally the student don't need to study anything. Once their syllabus complete, once they have done with the MCQ, the essay type they can do in one day. In one day, they can practice the essay type questions which are relating to different parts of the syllabus. But then we need to bring this accuracy that with my knowledge, I will be able to do out of 100. 65 question comes se come with surety correct in the exam. Now you can't fail the exam. आप fail नहीं हो सकते because balance 35 laddu नहीं आएगा. Maybe you don't know out of 35 some will become correct automatically. तो आपको double. Without study you are able to score half. With study you need to take it to the double level. Then in that case we can pass the exam. When the exam are in Jan, exam is in Jan. Exam in Jan. A result will come in Feb mid. Exam in Feb. A result will come in March mid. They are saying 6 weeks, approximately 6 weeks. Why they are taking 6 weeks? Because essay type question need to be checked by human beings. Multiple choice question can be checked by software. But essay type need to read what you have written and all that. So that takes time. So January's exam or first month exam, they produce the results after 6 weeks, February mid. And February exam, they produce the result in March mid. That's the rule that the institute is saying always. Then comes, you can see that to score this 70% marks, which is my understanding of teaching 10 plus years, most of the students, those who given the exam, have cleared in first go. There are some students who have not cleared in one go. They cleared in the next go. There is a student gave exam for part 1 in June, couldn't qualify. And then she gave exam in October. She qualified. The result came, I think, 2-3 days, 5 days back. She passed the exam. So some of the students are there, they take twice to pass the exam. But normally I have seen that when the students are appearing for CMA US exam, then in the first go only they are passing the exams. If I will say there are 10 students from my side giving exam, then 10 may say maybe 1 or 2 will take twice to pass the exam. But out of 10, at least 8 students will pass in one go only. The problem with the CMA US student is what? They don't give exam. So the question of pass and fail doesn't arise. They don't give exam. So मैं उनको pass बोलूं कि fail बोलूं? I can't say anything. Maybe I'm harsh, but that's the fact. The dropouts are there in other courses also, in ACCA, CIMA also. But there the dropout percentage are less. In CMA, the dropout percentage is more than 70%. That if there are, suppose in this batch, presently in last 1 year, around 53 students joined. Out of 53 students, only 5 students will give exam in February. I think this is a very bad percentage. 53, maybe suppose 10 students will further join in the batch. They will go on saying, sir, I have joined in between, so I'm not prepared. I will not give exam and all that. So you can say that suppose in the batch 65 student and 5 to 6 student will give exam in February. They will say, sir, इस समय Happy New Year आ गया, ये हो गया, office work was more, this, that, and I will give exam in June. और वो जून कभी नहीं आएगा. The problem is that. So if that thing is in mind, then तो you are wasting your money, time, resources. Because CMA US में ये बहुत ज्यादा है. क्यों है पता नहीं. In other courses, you can see 40% to 50% dropouts. But in CMA US, it's 70 to 80% dropouts. So, because according to me, they are taking CMA US very lightly. They are doing CMA US, it's only 2 exams, fatafat, chakachak. It's not like that. It's not 2 exams, it's 12 subjects. In part 1, part 2, there are 12 subjects. And the pass percentage, the level of study required to pass CMA US is far greater than CIMA and ACCA and all that. I am teaching all the courses. So passing CMA US is difficult than passing ACCA and CIMA. Reason is only one. In ACCA or CIMA, you are studying out of those 12 subjects one at one time. If I am teaching costing, then ACCA CIMA student for 3 months is studying costing only. If I'm teaching accounts, then they are studying 3 months accounts only. But in your case, accounts, cost, ethics, internal control, audit, finance, सब एक साथ. आपको 3 नहीं 4 महीना में सब एक साथ पढ़ना है. So maybe you are understanding, but one thing covered, another thing starts, you forget the one thing. And then maybe you are not so focused. By the time the exam form, filling form procedure starts, sir, I'm not giving exam this time. Sir, I understand this, that, and all. And once this happens, this becomes an habit. Maybe for 1 or 2 terms, you will do this. After that, gone. Story gone. You will automatically think in yourself, I will not give exam. So problem with the CMA student is not a question that they are not passing. They are passing the exams, but they are not giving the exam. So pass fail तो आता ही नहीं है ना. आपको ये लगेगा कि अभी जनवरी फरवरी बहुत बाकी है. आपको लगेगा. मेरे को लगता है आ गया. I think in that way वो आ गया. And if Jan Feb we are not giving exam, then we will never give exam. In my case, if I have taught, say approximately 1000 plus students, जिन लोगों ने एग्जाम 4 months के बाद नहीं दिया, उनमें से 80% ने एग्जाम कभी भी नहीं दिया. If they skipped the exam first term, they skipped the exam for whole life. They thought that while joining the course, it's a cakewalk, but I'm saying it is difficult than other international courses because there are so many stuff which you need to regularly revise to pass the exam. Now, that means the difficulty is there. So do we need to study in a day 4, 5, 6 hours? Even though you are dumbest student in the world, then also you don't need to study 4, 5, 6 hours in a day. If you are full day free, then also you don't need to study 4, 5, 6 hours in a day. उतना पढ़ाई है ही नहीं. है ही नहीं. Suppose in part 2, there is A which I teach approximately 6 hours. Part B, which I will be teaching, say, around 20 hours. Part C, what is part A, B, C? I will be telling. Part C, I will be taking around 15 hours. Part D, I will be taking 5 hours. Maybe 1 hour here and there. Part E, around 15 hours. Part F, say around 6 hours. Mock essay type, better essay type, say 3 hours. Then you can say some revision or maybe some doubt solving, some question solving in the class, mock paper and all that. Mock paper, say 10 hours. ये सब मैं पूरा बोल रहा हूं, आप इन सबको जोड़ोगे 6 + 20, 26 + 35, 41, 46, 57, 63, 66 + 10, 73 और 75 आवर्स. तो मैंने क्या बोला, टोटल 100 आवर्स. उससे ज्यादा तो क्लास करनी ही नहीं है ना, क्या करेंगे, क्या पढ़ेंगे. 100 आवर हो ही नहीं रहे, सब मिला मिलो के 80 आवर करीब ही हो रहे. 20 घंटे और जोड़ दिए यार. कोई दिन कोई चीज पढ़ाना था, somebody is asking different types of doubts, couldn't clear, couldn't start new chapter. हो सकता है कभी भी. 100 hour. If I'm teaching something for 1 hour, how much time you will take to study that? Normally, if I'm teaching something 1 hour and you are there in the live class, according to me, you can study that on your own in half an hour. Because मैं कुछ एग्जाम्पल दूंगा, इधर उधर की बात करूंगा, टाइम ज्यादा लग रहा है. सपोज टुडे आई हैव नॉट स्टार्टेड एनीथिंग, अभी तक तो मैंने पढ़ाना चालू किया ही नहीं. तो जब मैं पढ़ाना चालू करूंगा, दैट इज टुडे क्लास इज ओनली हाफ एन आवर, 1 आवर. तो आपको उसको खुद से पढ़ने में कितना देर लगेगा. इफ यू आर फोकस्ड इन द लाइव क्लास, half the time which I am taking to teach you in the class, but then half the time you need to study on your own also. Just by doing the class is not enough. You need to do self-study for that much time only which you are giving in the class. If I am teaching something for 2 hours, you will be doing that revision with my class for say 1 hour by increasing the speed of the video, maybe 1 hour 20 minutes. And then further 1 hour, you need to study, self-study, doing some extra questions, doing the same thing again, that. So normally, not in your course, I say that if I'm teaching 100 hours, then student need to study. Student need to study 100 hours self-study. Somebody will say that, sir, मेरे को थोड़ा टाइम ज्यादा लगता है. अरे भाई, तुम 120 आवर्स ले लेना, और क्या, कितना लोगे यार. थोड़ी ना, आपको ऐसा कोई बेवकूफ नहीं है. आई हैव सीन, नेवर आई हैव सीन एनी डम स्टूडेंट हु विल टेक सेल्फ स्टडी greater than 120% of time which I. Whenever a teacher is teaching, the teacher is giving so many examples which are not relevant with the syllabus. Teacher take more time to teach, but when the student will revise the stuff, then they will be able to do very fast. If you are missing the live class, then also the live class full recording you will be doing without any gap. So that live class time 100 hour will remain 100 hour only, and then you will do self study for 100 hour. यानी कि आप मैक्सिमम से मैक्सिमम 220 आवर भी पकड़ लीजिए. If you generally see that, suppose Rojalyn was saying Hawk ka video. Hawk is saying that, you go on their website. I had a meeting with them around 1 month back. They are teaching for one part. The videos are there for around 25 hours. In place of 100 hour teaching in our class, they are teaching for 25 hour, 30 hour. 20 hour for part 1, 20 hour for part 2. They are teaching that much. So you can see that if you get those videos, those are 20, 40 hour video. Khatam. There is no further. Obviously, when the student will go for the video and all that, they can ask the doubts. I am always available for the doubts in the WhatsApp, in the mail, in the class, always there. I'm not comparing myself. I'm just saying कि जब अब वो लोग 20-25 घंटे पढ़ा रहे हैं, हम तो 100 घंटे पढ़ा रहे हैं यार. और सेल्फ स्टडी वो लोग भी 100 आवर बोलते हैं, मैं सेल्फ स्टडी 120 आवर बोल रहा हूं. तो अपने मान लेते हैं 28 नवंबर. 28th November we are standing, even though we are standing on 18th November, and suppose we are targeting to give exam 25th Feb. सपोज हमको एग्जाम 25 फेब को देना है. आप बोलेंगे नहीं सर, मैं तो 28 फेब को दूंगा. दे भाई, कोई बात नहीं. मेरे हिसाब से आपको 28 के बाद ही देना चाहिए, और ज्यादा टाइम मिलेगा पढ़ने के लिए, बेटर रहेगा. सो 28 to 28, in November 10 days, in December 30 days, January 30 days, February 20 days, 90 days. 90 days and 220 hours. So per day, maximum 2.5 hours. But it is per day. If one day you are not studying, the next day it becomes 5 hours. If again one day you are not studying, the next day it becomes 7.5 hours. In a week of 7 days, you need to study approximately 15 hours. Along with my class. मैं ये 220 hour में class time लिया हूं. The self-study is half only. Half of the time I am teaching, half of the time you will do self-study. Just that when you do self-study, you cannot do like that. You will open the mobile phone, you are talking to others, seeing the TV. That's not the way of study. When you are studying, self-study, mobile phone switched off. Room should be closed. You should be in a stand-alone place where nobody can disturb you. If you can do this in the morning 5 a.m., in the evening 11 p.m., in the afternoon 2 p.m., whatever time you have. पढ़ाई मतलब फोकस के साथ. I always say in the class, I always study in the morning time before the class. I always take the class 7:30 most of the days. Generally Thursday morning I don't take because there is some problem. For that reason I never take Thursday morning classes, even on Sunday also. So when I'm taking a class at 7:30, I get up generally at around 5 o'clock, 5:30. Because that time when I will study, nobody will message me. Nobody will disturb me. My family members are sleeping. So I will be able to focus 1.5 hour very properly. Something which I can study in 10 hours in the morning, I am covering in 1 hour. So my day starts with my most important thing. So the whole day, no tension. Whole day there is no tension. If I need to go with friends for a movie, if I need to go for an event, if I need to manage my office, anything. भाई पहले तो सुबह important काम कर लिए ना. It's not that you need to get up in the morning only. वो आपकी इच्छा है. If you don't have the habit to get up in the morning, study in the night. But study 2.5 hours with focus. Full 100% focus. Once the class is over, do the recording of the class. Nobody hear this. Nobody. I mean it. सबको लगता है क्लास कर लिए वापस से रिकॉर्डिंग क्यों करेंगे? अरे यार, if I am teaching you something which I have studied 1,000 times and I am teaching you one time, you will understand in one time. Then to you are God. Then to you are God. If I have taught something in the class, you were there in the class, you have to do the recording again. Maybe you are one of the champion student on this earth. Or maybe you are the dumbest student. Then also you have to do the recording again. While doing the recording, increase the speed of the video. 120%, 130%, make it speed. While doing the video, if suppose these things I am discussing, which you don't want to hear again, forward the video. So there are so many times in a batch of 3 hours, I say 10, 20 minutes, something which you don't want to hear again. That's not really, आप उसको forward करिए. There may be something which you have understood very well. उसको भी forward कर दीजिए. There may be something which you find tricky in the class. Even though you raised your doubts, you discussed in the class, but फिर भी आपको tricky लग रहा है. वीडियो करते वक्त वीडियो को pause करिए. Because in the live class you can't pause me. But in the video you can pause the video. Start thinking for 2-3 minutes. Make up your mind. Understand yourself. Before proceeding with the video. वीडियो करने का एक तरीका होता है. Maybe you are not doing live class, you are not available live, you are not feeling well, or maybe office work, whatever. या आपको लाइव करने का मौका मिलेगा ही नहीं. नो प्रॉब्लम. वीडियो तो है ना. लेकिन वीडियो को ऐसे नहीं कि बस प्रवचन सुन रहे. The things where you need to focus, stop the video, start thinking in your brain, understand the concept which is said. Maybe कोई चीज you need to hear again, इसे फिर से ले जाइए. 5 minutes, 10 minutes back, फिर से सुनिए उसको. Once the class is over, whether you were there in the live class or not, you have to see the recordings again. In the class, Sometime I am explaining some concept. Sometime I am doing some question solving in the class. When I have explained a particular concept, then relating to that, I will be definitely doing questions. Question करूंगा मैं. जो questions मैं करूंगा, after doing the video, you should be solving the same question again. Again, if you are a champion student, then also. If you solve the same question again, you will find a different person altogether inside. Okay, maybe you have done the live class, maybe you have done the video, but if you start doing new question after that, you will not be able to do, because I have studied those things 1,000 times. I am asking you to revise 2-3 times, then go for the other question. Normally, most of the students don't do recordings. If they miss the class, then they do recordings. But if they have done the class, they don't do recording. That's one problem. Second, if they are doing the recording, they are not focusing in the recording. कहां पर ध्यान देना है, पॉज करना है, वो लोग वैसे नहीं, उनको तो लग रहा है जस्ट चल रहा है, इधर देख रहे हैं. That is not the recording done. If those who are doing recording diligently, properly, what the way I'm saying, then they are not solving the question which is done in the class again on their own. They are thinking, दो बार तो हो गया, and then they do new question. They are facing problem in every question. When you solve the same question after doing the recording, you are doing third time the same thing. First time you have done the live class, second time you have done the recording, and third time you are solving the same thing. यानी कि एक चीज को आपने 3 बार कर लिया. Now you solve extra question which is given as homework, which is from Hawk, which is from any other material you have. I don't have any problem यार. आपको दुनिया में कहां से क्वेश्चन लाना है, आप जहां से क्वेश्चन लाना है लाइए. Then you solve some questions to check your knowledge, that are you getting the concept properly? Are you able to solve the questions? Are you facing any issue? After solving some extra questions, make your final notes. Okay, in this chapter, this area, I need to revise again. Copy paste in your notes. This question I will be doing again. The question, the answer, you write up. Your notes will take around half an hour, 1 hour to make. Now, notes doesn't mean that you copy somewhere my write-up or any other write-up and paste. वो नहीं बोल रहा हूं मैं. आपको इस चैप्टर में बाद में रिवीजन करने में क्या पढ़ना है? Which question you want to revise again? Which area you want to see again? Now, at the time of revision, you cannot open different books, materials and all that. Your material is ready. Your word file is ready. मेरे को बस ये सब चीज देखना है. So after 10, 15, 20 days, when we are studying something new thing and you are getting some extra time, some day, some holiday, so in that case, आप उसको revise कर लीजिए. Revision should be taking, if something has taken 10 hours to study, revision should be done in 1 hour if you have studied properly. अब revision के time पे आप सारा question फिर करेंगे तो फिर आप पढ़े क्यों थे? आप पढ़ाई ठीक से कर ही नहीं रहे. If you are studying properly, revision will not take more than 1 hour. बीच बीच में revision करते रहना है. So if I am taking, suppose in a day 3 hours class, you will be able to do the recordings in 1.5 hour, 2 hour. Then you will be able to do the self-study for further 1.5 hour, 2 hour. आपका notes बनाना, extra question तैयार करना. So you can see that whatever time I am teaching, that self-study is required from your side also. And then you will not find any problem to give exam in February. But अगर मान लीजिए मैं शुरू में आज चालू कर रहा हूं, आपको लग रहा है अभी तो कुछ पढ़ा ही नहीं है सर, मैं इतना जल्दी भागूंगा, शुरू में ही स्टार्ट तो आपको ऐसा लगेगा, फिर आप बोलेंगे ज्यादा कर रहे हैं सर. अपने शेड्यूल आपको पहले ही दिया हुआ है. इट्स नॉट दैट आई एम डिसाइडिंग द शेड्यूल टुडे. उसमें से भी 4-5 दिन क्लास नहीं लेंगे, बिकॉज मेरे को आपको 30 क्लासेस देना है, उसमें भी 5 का लीवे है. वो जो शेड्यूल है वो फिक्स्ड है, उसको चेंज नहीं कर रहे. मैं जैसे जैसे आपको पढ़ाऊंगा, मैंने आपको शेड्यूल दिया है. आफ्टर द क्लास आई विल मेल द शेड्यूल अगेन. My class timing days are fixed. It is not going to change. Out of those classes, 5 classes I will not be taking because not required. It is required around 30 classes only. आपको वो शेड्यूल मेंटेन करना है. आप भी अपना शेड्यूल बना लीजिए. If the Saturday is the class, The Saturday class I will finish up on Saturday, on Sunday, on Monday. Then Tuesday class I will finish up by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then Friday class I will finish up Friday, Saturday दोनों मिलाकर before next Tuesday. आप अपना schedule बनाइए. When I will study, when nobody is going to disturb me, and I will always with the class. मैं हर समय क्लास के साथ रहूंगा, रहूंगी. मैं उसको दूर नहीं करूंगा. In the office, if you are going, you are saying you are one of the busiest person. क्योंकि most of the students are working professionals. If you are working say 14 hours यार, तो भी तो 10 आवर आपके पास है. 10 आवर में 2 आवर डेली निकालना होगा. You have to, you cannot think that on Sunday holiday, I will study 10 hours on Sunday. That's not logical. Nobody can study 10 hours effectively on any time in life. You have family, you have so many things to do. तो आप 10 घंटा पढ़ते ही रहेंगे, दुनिया को छोड़ देंगे क्या? Need to study every day. Maybe you are not feeling well today. Study for half an hour. Study for 20 minutes. Any day should not be going without study. जब आपको पढ़ना हो, कहीं बाहर घूमने गए, you don't need to take any physical copy. आपका लैपटॉप है, आपका मोबाइल फोन है, पढ़ाई चालू कर दीजिए. Whenever others are sleeping, you study. Because you will be able to come out with flying colors when you give time to study. और आप ये सब बात करेंगे, this that, तबीयत खराब हुआ ऑफिस में, ये सब कोई फायदा नहीं. I'm not asking you to study for 4-5 hours in a day. और आप ये नहीं करोगे, फरवरी में एग्जाम नहीं दोगे, वो जून में भी नहीं होने वाला. आपको ऐसा ही लगेगा खाली. Those who have not given exam in September, October, maybe I'm saying bad things, but they will not give exam in Jan, Feb also. You will see. Suppose somebody will join after 1 month in the batch. तो भाई उसको भी फरवरी में एग्जाम देने में क्या प्रॉब्लम है, क्या इश्यू है? कोई थोड़ी ना 5-6 घंटा पढ़ना है. आप अगर एक महीना बाद, तो मैं तो अभी एक्स्ट्रा क्लासेस नहीं ले रहा हूं, अभी तो मैं सैटरडे ही चला रहा हूं. फॉर कमिंग 3 weeks देयर इज ओनली सैटरडे क्लास. सो इफ समबडी इज ज्वाइनिंग से ऑन दिसंबर बिगिनिंग, आई हैव टेकन जस्ट 2 to 3 क्लासेस. क्या उसका कुछ ज्यादा लॉस हुआ है? कुछ नहीं हुआ. Somebody will say that, suppose Rosalind or anybody, I want to complete the syllabus in December only. You can do recordings of the previous batch, study 5 hours, 6 hours in a day, complete by December, ask all your doubts, no problem. But मेरे हिसाब से it is not logical. You are destroying your life. And if you have a target, some commitment to go somewhere, आपको जनवरी beginning में ही एग्जाम देना है, तो वो करना होगा. My target is to complete everything by around 15th of February. 15 फरवरी तक सब कुछ कंप्लीट करेंगे. And then you can target your exam 28th to 25th February. I will say that if you want to be committed in life, book your exam today only. Say if you book exam today, you will find all the dates available. Students say that sir seat तो भर गया, भाई आज ही क्यों नहीं बुक कर लेते? So that there is no option in life. Because giving the option destroy our life. Book the exam for 25th February, 26th February, 24th February, today only. Share the detail once you book the exam. Sir, I booked the exam. Now once it is booked, you can't do anything. आप बोलेंगे सर रीशेड्यूल तो कर सकते, मत करना. Because if you book the exam early, then your commitment for study will be totally different. And if you take it open-ended, then your commitment will never come. Whether you are able to attend a live class or not, it's upon you. Live करेंगे तो भी recording करना है. The classes are always beyond office hours. Schedule is shared with you. You need to be present in the live class according to me always. Why I am teaching again when already taught earlier? To give you better feeling. So all the things are next. First is the live class. But because of any reason, which is unavoidable, you are never attending live class or you are not able to attend the live class on one day. Recording to mil jayega. Once the class is over, after 2 to 3 hours, you will get the recordings. Aap recording dekhiye. But once you have not done the live class recording without any forward, without 120%, pura recording normally kariye. Then again do recording by increasing the speed and all that. then solve the same question which we have done in the class and then do extra questions. आपका डाउट आएगा ही नहीं, आपको लगेगा मेरे को सब समझ में आ रहा है। ये मैं फर्स्ट क्लास में बोलता हूं, लेकिन कोई भी बैच में मेरा कोई बात नहीं सुनता कि भाई पेन एंड पेपर से नहीं पढ़ना है, प्रिंट आउट नहीं निकालना है, कोई नहीं सुनता। जनरली 99% तो नहीं सुनते, and then they don't give exam, they don't pass the exam, they do face problem, they don't understand the concept that happens. मैं अपना एक्सपीरियंस बता रहा हूं। 20-25 years back when I gave the CA exam, हर एक चैप्टर के ऊपर I had my own notes कि भाई मेरे को इस चैप्टर, सपोज आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट डिसीजन मेकिंग, द CVP एनालिसिस, कॉस्ट वॉल्यूम प्रॉफिट एनालिसिस, उसके ऊपर आई यूज टू परचेज, you can see the big pages which are not in copy. So they, suppose relating to CVP there is a 5-10 pages notes. उसमें कौन सा क्वेश्चन मेरे को बाद में रिवाइज करना है, कौन सा एरिया है जो फिर से पढ़ना है, रेडी है। तो ऑन द एग्जाम इफ इन अ सिलेबस, इफ इन अ सब्जेक्ट देयर आर 20 टॉपिक्स, 20 के ऊपर मेरा 20 अलग अलग स्लाइड्स बना हुआ है। एट दैट टाइम नो कंप्यूटर, मैंने तो कंप्यूटर वगैरह सीखा था सीए फाइनल एग्जाम देने के बाद ऊपर सीए इंस्टीट्यूट में जाकर, जस्ट सिंपल वर्ड एंड ऑल दैट। सो आई मीन टू से दैट हम लोग तो पेन एंड पेपर से ही पढ़े हैं, अपना नोट्स रेडी है। एग्जाम हॉल में जा रहे तो भी मेरा नोट्स क्या रिवाइज करना रेडी है, मेरे को कोई किताब नहीं खोलना है, बुक्स तो आई हैव ओपनड अर्लियर, माय स्टडी रेडी, रिवीजन इज रेडी। Student will say tomorrow is my exam, what I should study today? There is no answer for this. If after studying everything you are asking one day before what I need to study, तो फिर तो कोई मतलब नहीं है, कैसे होएगा? आपको नहीं मालूम है कि आपका कौन सा एरिया गड़बड़ है, किसको रिवाइज करना है, कौन सा क्वेश्चन फिर से देखना है, तो कौन बताएगा? Because 5 fingers are not same. Every student will have different style. Something which you are feeling easy, for some student it is difficult, for some other student. सब जन के लिए सेम थोड़ी ना है, किसी को कोई चीज जल्दी समझ में आता है, किसी को। So on the day of exam you can't ask from anybody in the world कि what I need to study for tomorrow exam. Maybe these languages are harsh, but these are the fact. This is the fact. When I am saying today, student will think जनवरी में एग्जाम, फरवरी में एग्जाम देना है, अभी 1 महीने पढ़ाई नहीं करेंगे, लगेगा 3-4 क्लास ही हुआ है, साथ में नहीं रहेंगे, और फिर बाद में डिले कर देंगे, अभी इस बार एग्जाम नहीं देते हैं, देयर इज आई एम गोइंग आउट। एंड इफ यू आर गोइंग आउट विद फैमिली इन दिसंबर, नो प्रॉब्लम, उससे क्या प्रॉब्लम होएगा? एग्जाम क्यों नहीं देंगे? आपके पास ये ऑप्शन आता ही कैसे है कि आई विल नॉट गिव एग्जाम? आप बोलेंगे मेरा तबीयत खराब नहीं, तो एक्सीडेंट हो गया, क्या हो गया? पढ़ने में क्या करना है? डू यू नीड टू यू माने फिजिकल वर्किंग? नथिंग, क्या प्रॉब्लम है? कोई ये सब बात ना बोले ना सुने, जरूरत नहीं। जस्ट फोकस एकदम 100% एंड नीड टू गिव एग्जाम। गिविंग 2 exams, part 1, part 2 together will be very difficult. Not now. But suppose somebody is targeting, like Rahman may be targeting part 1 in January and part 2 in February. It's not impossible, very difficult. Because when I'm teaching part 2, you need to regularly study part 1. You can't skip part 1 study because of part 2. And you cannot give exam for part 1 in February and part 2 in February. That's not possible. तब तो आपको दोनों को लास्ट तक चलाना पड़ेगा. You need to have a target that I will give exam part 1 in January, beginning January only, so that over. But during November, December, so you need to study both. Because if you focus only on part 1, then in Jan, Feb, study part 2 and giving exam will not be possible. In 2 months, this 220-hour study will be very hectic. If you have time, then also. आप इतना सारा चीज एक साथ पढ़ के समझ के कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्टअप नहीं कर पाओ. Not impossible. Nothing is impossible in life. But if somebody want to prepare for both part, one part in Jan and another part in February, अभी उनको दोनों रेगुलरली पढ़ना पड़ेगा, अभी उनका स्टडी डबल हो जाएगा. बिकॉज आपको पार्ट 1 भी पढ़ना है 2.5 आवर, पार्ट 2 भी पढ़ना है 2.5 आवर. इफ दैट यू कैन मैनेज, इट्स ओके. आपको दोनों पढ़ना होगा हर दिन, एवरी डे, till the time you are not completing your part 1. So it's a double study, double efforts. Those who are working, have a family and all that, it's difficult to manage. You can't leave everything and just study. अगर कोई प्योर स्टूडेंट भी है, सपोज तनीसा, तो भी दिन में 5-6 घंटे पढ़ना ही, अब खाली है तो भी संभव नहीं है. बिकॉज अपना बहुत सारा काम है, स्टूडेंट भी है तो भी बहुत सारी चीजें जो करनी है। तो 2 एग्जाम एक साथ पार्ट 1 पार्ट 2 देना डिफिकल्ट है, बहुत डिफिकल्ट है। नॉट इम्पॉसिबल, इम्पॉसिबल नहीं है, मैं नहीं बोल रहा कि पॉसिबल नहीं। देन द नेक्स्ट थिंग कम्स, विच मटेरियल वी विल रेफर। मटेरियल टू रेफर, मेरा एडवाइस है, आपकी मर्जी है आपको जो मटेरियल रेफर करना है, मैं कुछ मना नहीं कर रहा आपको। These are the materials which is given to you when you joined through the Google Drive link। आप बोलेंगे मेरे को नहीं मिला, somebody will say I joined, फिर दे देंगे। अभी क्लास के एंड में मैं फिर से जो गूगल ड्राइव के अंदर मटेरियल है, that I have downloaded from there, these are the materials A, B, C, D, E. For any sub area, if you need to understand the concept, my advice, you should read these materials only। A का मटेरियल, ऑल पीडीएफ फाइल्स आर देयर। बी का मटेरियल, आपको इन्हीं को रेफर करना है। आप बोलेंगे सर मैं कहीं और से पढ़ूं, तो पढ़िए, मेरे आई डोंट हैव प्रॉब्लम। ये सब मटेरियल्स, ज्यादातर 80% मटेरियल सब मेरी लैंग्वेज में लिखा हुआ है। इट इज नॉट टेकन एवरीथिंग, सम क्वेश्चंस आर देयर टेकन फ्रॉम बुक, बट सब मैंने खुद क्लास में डिक्टेट करके लिखवाया है। I said, then the student written, then that written copy taken from my student and given to my staff, they typed everything, then converted into PDF file और उसके बाद आपको दिया गया। मतलब these write-ups are in my own language. So when these are in my own language, they are easy to digest, easy to understand. हो सकता है कि suppose you are studying B and in B, suppose B2, the B2 is relating to long-term finance, from where the funds will come, bonds, stock and all that, equity। पैसा कहां से आएगा? आपको मैंने स्टॉक या बॉन्ड कुछ बताया, आपको समझ में अच्छा से नहीं है, आपको अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, फॉर दैट यू कैन रेफर एनी अदर बुक, because may not be that everything you are understanding from my materials perfect, maybe some hiccups are there, you can read those things from some other places, but 50 किताब रेफर नहीं करना है कि if you study bond and you want to study from 10 books bond, you are not going to write thesis, you need to study something, understand the concepts and need to proceed। thesis करने के लिए जिंदगी में टाइम मिलेगा, you will get ample of time to do the thesis। अभी आप thesis नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो मेरा एडवाइस है, for understanding any concept, my video, my class, my notes you will refer। if somewhere you are finding problem, you can refer one other book। which other book I cannot recommend you। if you are purchasing hawk material, you can refer hawk material। आपको कोई और सीए का बुक रेफर करना है, बुक सब जगह ये सिलेबस में है। इट्स नॉट दैट एनीथिंग विच यू आर स्टडिंग हियर इज नॉट देयर इन अदर कॉमर्स कोर्सेज, सब जगह है, तो आप वहां से पढ़ लीजिए, लेकिन सब चीज नहीं, जो चीज, एक बुक और, डिसाइड इट टुडे ओनली। इफ यू डोंट वांट टू स्टडी फ्रॉम एबीसीडी माय नोट्स, डिसाइड योर बुक दैट आई विल स्टडी फ्रॉम हियर विच यू लाइक, मेरे को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं। फॉर अंडरस्टैंडिंग पर्पस you need to refer one single material। my advice, refer my material। ठीक है। second thing, for doing question practice, because the questions are not there here in ABCDEF so much, the questions are there either in the support package। IMA has introduced new support package in 2022, which Rahman shared with me in the last batch part 1। so this IMA support package is downloaded by Rahman, shared with me, I will upload in the Google Drive। this is not uploaded, this I will upload in the Google Drive part 1 part 2 and then I will share the link। हम लोग यहां से क्वेश्चन सबसे ज्यादा प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, because these are the question which came in the past exams। ये सारे वही क्वेश्चन है जो पास्ट एग्जाम्स में आया है। relating to part 1 or part 2, they have given approximately 500 questions, ABCDEF, approximately 450 to 500 questions are there for part 2 here, from page number 187 to page 380। then there are practice questions, additional practice question which is around 100। Practice question answers also given. And then as it, we will be doing study more and more questions from here. Since you all have the Hawk material, you should be trying questions from the Hawk material also. But a Hawk material is giving you questions. Suppose in here relating to part 1, suppose 187 na? 187 relating to part 2, part A, they have given how many questions? Relating to part 1, part A, they have given 90 questions, 91 precisely. You should be solving all these 91 questions very properly. And after doing this, suppose you are finding the confidence is not coming, you are feeling dissatisfied. Open the Hawk material. Out of part A, select some of the, in part A also there are A1, A2, two areas are there. Maybe A1 area is easy for you, but A2 area is difficult for you. So in Hawk material, in A2, select some questions, because in A2 they may be giving around 300, 400 questions. You are not mad that you start solving 400 questions. You need to solve some of the additional questions. If you find that slightly hiccups are there, then select the difficult question only. If you are finding very difficult, then select some mediocre questions. And according to me, maximum, you can solve 50 questions more from Hawk material. When you will be doing the questions from Hawk material, believe me, other than these 90, 91, you will not find this different concepts. The questions will be more or less here and there, same only. But then, since your confidence is not there, you are trying some questions from there. Or maybe relating to all the notes, you must have received our ACCA CIMA notes also. We have ACCA material for each subject. I always do questions in CMA batch for ACCA, in ACCA batch for CMA. So you can try questions from ACCA material also. Questions, not the write-up. The understanding of the syllabus will be done from your material, which I said. This one. The understanding will be done from here, A, B, C, D, E, F. Not any other material. One material you can decide कि मैं यहाँ से भी पढ़ूंगा for something which I will find confusion. But for questions, you are doing first of all your CMA support package. Other than that, you can refer Hawk or you can refer our ACCA CIMA questions. But Hawk, ACCA CIMA and CMA US support package all are not required. You will say, sir, मैं अगर करूँ तो करो, मैं थोड़ी ना मना करूँ. Because according to me, solving more and more questions will not give us confidence. This is my 25, 30 years experience. Doing whatever question you are doing properly. If I have done this question, just mug up the answer B without understanding. मैं अगर 5,000 questions भी कर लूं, कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. But if I am solving this question, understand the concepts properly. This one question is equal to 10 questions. So if you are doing 90 questions, you are doing 900 questions. So जब आपने 900 कर लिया और 10, 15, 20 और कितना करेंगे? Suppose in some of the area, suppose in core area D, they have given 10, 12 question only. आप Hawk से थोड़ा ज्यादा कर लीजिए. But in one area, more than 100 question is not required. If you do properly those 100 questions with logic, with all left, right, up, down, discussing, understanding everything, When you raise doubts, you should not be saying, I am not able to solve this question. You should be saying that I am getting this. I think answer is A. Why I am thinking this? Why answer is not B? But they have written that way. That means you are taking your mind not only in this question, with this question, every related area, like we discuss in the class. So when we discuss in the class, we just discuss right or wrong. I take in one question discussion many times, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes. बिकॉज मैं सिलेबस रिवाइज कराता हूं, यहां वहां दाया बाया, ये क्यों आंसर नहीं, ये क्यों है. तो आप जब उसका रिकॉर्डिंग करेंगे तब तो समझ में आएगा. वो क्वेश्चंस ज्यादा करने से नहीं होएगा. वी नीड टू डू द क्वेश्चन इन क्वालिटी. वी नीड टू स्टडी क्वालिटी, नॉट द क्वांटिटी स्टडी. When your A is over, A1, A2 over, from the Hawk, you can do questions entire A, 25 questions. When B is over, you can do 25 questions from B. From where the Hawk is giving those A total question. The A1, A2 question are selected and they are given as that. There is no new question in entire A or entire B. Those questions which are given chapter wise in Hawk, A1, A2, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, B6. Then entire, when you select questions, mock for B, part B, then B1 to B6, whatever question they have given, out of that they have selected. The software automatically selecting. There is no new question. But to check yourself, कि मैंने B पूरा पढ़ लिया, fully done. अब मेरा B में क्या स्कोर आ रहा है? When at that time you are doing that, then do questions by giving proper time. Proper time means if you are doing 100 question in exam in 180 minutes, because 3 hours. So if you are doing from part B, B1 to B6, all 25 question, you need to solve 25 into 1.8, 45 minutes. 45 minutes with total 25 question you need to solve. When you are doing A1 questions from support package, take time. Maybe in one question you are taking 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. But once you are practicing, ki ab chapter is done. And from part A, from part B, I need to do 25 questions in a given, then maintain time. Because in exam, along with doing the questions, you need to maintain the time also. You need to solve the question fast. Every question will not be taking equal time. Some will take less time, some will take more. On an average, 25 questions need to be completed within 45 minutes. तो जब क्लास होता है, आपका हर क्लास में डाउट आना चाहिए. मैंने कुछ पढ़ाया, क्वेश्चंस कराया, क्वेश्चंस आपको करने दिया, आपका कोई डाउट ही नहीं आता है. और अगर डाउट आता है और आप इलॉजिकल डाउट रेस कर रहे हैं, मेरे को दिख रहा है कि आप या तो लाइव नहीं कर रहे, या रिकॉर्डिंग ठीक से नहीं कर रहे, या जो क्लास में क्वेश्चंस कराया गया उनको फिर से नहीं कर रहे, तो आपका इलॉजिकल डाउट आ रहा है. तो इलॉजिकल आ रहा है तो बार बार आने से प्रॉब्लम है ना, कि आप चीज को समझते ही नहीं है, जबरदस्ती का गधा खटनी कर रहे हैं, डोंकी गिरी. Because ultimately, if I am studying for 1 hour, I need to get the outcome. I will be telling all the things. आपका डाउट अगर ठीक नहीं है, इम्प्रॉपर है, मैं बोलूंगा. आपका डाउट ठीक है, मैं बोलूंगा, लेकिन कोई डाउट ही नहीं है, वो एक बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है. You don't have any doubt, any question to ask in the next class. That means क्या पढ़ाई की है? That means तो you are better than anybody in the world. आप गॉड ही हैं. आप पढ़ाई नहीं करेंगे तो डाउट कहां से आएगा? When I'm saying every day 2.5 hours study, and when I'm coming after 3 days again for the class, and you don't have a single doubt, impossible, man. It's not possible. इसका मतलब आपने 3 दिन में कुछ पढ़ाई नहीं की. और अगर आप बोलेंगे मैंने किया, मेरा डाउट नहीं है, maybe 5% I have taught some simple thing not there. आपने बहुत अच्छे से समझ लिया. 95% चांस आपने पढ़ाई ठीक से की नहीं. You have not done study properly. When there is no doubt in the next class, that means student has not studied. I have seen that. Those students who don't communicate in the class, those students who never raise any doubt, they never give any exam. They never give CMA US exam. Exam आने के टाइम पे सर next term, next खत्म. In the last batch, only 2 students raised doubts. रहमान and Deepak. No other student raised any doubts. बस वो 2 ही जन. So I mean to say that when you study, how can it be possible that you don't have doubts? All doubts will arise on the exam day. You can eat 1 month entire food in 1 day. Every day you need to eat. Every day you need to work. Every day you need to study. So doubts आपका हर क्लास में आना चाहिए. मेरा टाइम बर्बाद होना चाहिए आपका डाउट सॉल्व करने में. चलेगा. In place of 3 hours, I am teaching 4 hours. चलेगा. बट आप डाउट्स क्लास के अंदर अच्छे से, जब क्लास रेगुलरली कर ही रहे हैं, डाउट्स क्लास में डिस्कस करेंगे, so that it will be, I will be able to explain the concept very well. If suppose something you are studying, you cannot wait for the next class, you have doubts which you want to solve, you can send WhatsApp, मैं जवाब दे दूंगा. हो सकता है कोई चीज ऐसा लगेगा जो मेरे को क्लास में ही समझाना होगा, मैं बोलूंगा I will explain in the class. आप मेरे से कनेक्ट जब भी चाहे कर सकते, लेकिन आपको पढ़ना होगा. CMA US is a difficult exam to crack. Understand this thing. It's not the 2 exams that you will be able to pass like this. So as I said, my material, support package, Hawk, and ACCA CIMA materials for questions. ACCA CIMA material for questions. Once the class will be over, this whatever I am writing on the slide, I will share with all of you in the mail after every class, naming as class slides till first class. Part 2 January, February class slides till second class. Till third class. After every class, you will get this class slides mailed to you, because when I'm teaching, I go on writing something wherever required, like I am writing. If you see the previous batch, first class, these things were written last class, last batch also. So you don't need to request me. You will get this after the class automatically. For recordings, you don't need to request for recordings. Once the class is over, after 2 to 3 hours, the class you will get as recordings in the software. In the software, it will be uploaded because it takes time to make it ready, and you will be able to see the recordings once the class is over after 2 to 3 hours. Suppose today the class will be over at 10 o'clock. Then by 1 o'clock, you will be able to get the recording. If suppose by chance you are not able to find the recordings, problem is there, then just mail at classes@saraf.academy. Don't message at our number, because if you message and maybe the staff has not seen, you will get angry. But then so many messages from different students are coming. Maybe the staff by mistake skipped that. But when the mail is there, I am also in the loop, because 24-hour my phone is on. So when you are mailing, at that moment only I can see that a student is facing problem. He is not able to see the recordings or whatever. You don't need to inform me. I am communicating to my staff automatically. I am seeing how much time he or she is taking to reply, to solve your issue. So if he is not replying you in given time, then I will communicate to my staff automatically. You don't need to tell me, sir, my recordings is not running and all that. For technical purpose, for recordings, for study material, for anything, you just need to mail. Don't need to message me. Don't need to message my staff or anybody. आपको कोई को mail करी. Your problem will be resolved very fast, believe me. Just that your mail reply will be done during office hours, because staff are not there at present in the office. Office hour is at 10:30 a.m. till 6:30 p.m. Even though our office time is 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. but I have already taken half an hour both the sides less, because 10 बजे आते नहीं है वो लोग, लेट करके आते हैं. जाने के टाइम पे 6:30 6:40 पे बस्ता बंद कर देते हैं. करने दीजिए यार, लीव इट. सो आई मीन टू से दैट कि 10:30 to 6:30 If you are having problem, you are mailing now, you need to wait for the office time. But on Saturday till 4 p.m., as today 4 p.m. So if you are mailing on Saturday 5 o'clock, you will get the reply on Monday only. Saturday, Sunday, koi reply. I don't want to disturb them beyond office hour. They have their personal life, they should enjoy. Why to disturb their personal life? Like you all are working, you don't want that anybody should disturb you in your personal life. That way, that is your personal time. So क्यों उनको ऑफिस का काम घर से करने बोलेंगे? नहीं बोलना है, काम ऑफिस में ही अच्छे से कर लो, गनीमत है. So I mean to say that I always find that, sir, I have not received the recording. Sir, I have not filled up the exam register. For all technical purpose, exam, booking, this, that, mail है ना यार. अगर मेरे को जवाब देना है मैं दे दूंगा आप, लेकिन आपको किसी को भी डिस्टर्ब क्यों करना है? Why? Just mail for all your technical queries, no message to anybody. Your problem will be resolved very fast. Believe me. नहीं होने से मैं उनको छोड़ूंगा थोड़ी ना, आपको टेंशन. But if the problem or the question is relating to a question doubt, तब आप मेरे को WhatsApp करिए. I am studying something, I am doing this question, I cannot solve. Can you help me? Because दूसरे को बोलकर होएगा नहीं ना. If you are saying that what I will be teaching in the next class, you can't ask my staff. उनको थोड़ी ना मालूम है सिलेबस क्या है. Then you need to message me. I am there for your subject related query. You are studying something, you are not getting, or what I will teach in the next class and all that. वैसे मैं पहले से ही बोल देता हूं, मैं अभी बता दूंगा क्या क्या मैं कैसे कैसे पढ़ाने वाला हूं, मेरा फिक्स्ड है. I mean to say that वो क्वेरी आप मेरे से रेस करो. लेकिन क्लास नहीं चल रहा है, वीडियो नहीं चल रहा है, नोट्स नहीं है मेरे, ये सब है. मान लीजिए रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं हो पा रहा है, मेल करिए ना यार, क्या प्रॉब्लम है? कैटेगरी डिसाइड कर लीजिए, सो दैट आई विल नॉट get disturbed, you will not get disturbed, you will be, your problem will be solved very fast. आप रजिस्ट्रेशन फॉर्म भर रहे हैं, आपको क्या लिखना है, आप मेल करिए ना क्या लिखना है, उसमें क्यों मेरे को डिस्टर्ब कर रहे हैं? आपको पता है कि इवन दो आई एम तो कनेक्टेड एट एवरी पॉइंट विथ यू, बट डोंट टेक अनड्यू एडवांटेज ऑफ दैट. कि आप सो रहे हैं मैं सोने जाऊं क्या, ये मेरे को थोड़ी ना पूछेंगे यार. स्टूडेंट ये भी बोलने लग जाता है, बिलीव करिए. सर आई एम नॉट एबल टू स्टडी, व्हाट शुड आई डू? अरे भाई क्या बोले यार, दिस इज नॉट द थिंग आई कैन रिप्लाई. कभी कभी गुस्सा भी आ जाता है. आई मीन टू से दैट फॉर मी you need to connect with me for syllabus related thing. For other things you just need to mail and my team will answer. हम लोग का ऑफिस का नंबर है, इवन दो सभी मेल आईडी में दिया रहता है. स्टूडेंट बोलता है सर व्हाट इज द ऑफिस नंबर. अरे यार आप एक दिन भी मेल नहीं देखते यार. मैं गुस्सा नहीं कर रहा, आप समझिए. आपके पास जब मेल जाएगा, कोई भी मेल आपके पास जाएगा, नीचे नंबर तो लिखा हुआ है. मेरे से पूछते हैं कि सर ऑफिस का नंबर क्या है, बाप रे. सो 8002 और 6, माई नंबर इज 9830176993. ऑफिस का एक और नंबर है जिसमें टेक्निकल पर्सन को अलग से नंबर दिया हुआ है फॉर वीडियो रिलेटेड और टेक्निकल इश्यूज. जस्ट 1 सेकेंड, आई फॉरगेट दैट नंबर. The tech number is 98360 98360 98390 98390. This is pure technical purpose, but still I will advise don't message on this. Whenever you have any technical problem, videos are not running or anything, mail it so that it is in the knowledge of mine also that you are facing problem. आपको मेरे को अलग से मैसेज करने मेल आते ही मेरे को उसी सेकंड दिख जाएगा, मैं कहीं भी। सो मैं अपने आप आपके लिए प्रॉब्लम दूर करवा दूंगा, आपको टेंशन नहीं लेना है। ये नंबर जब आप रजिस्टर करते हैं उसके बाद मेरा टीम आपको मेल करता है, उसमें बोलता है टेक्निकल सपोर्ट के लिए आप इस पे कांटेक्ट करो। ये भी नंबर दिया हुआ है आपको, यू कैन चेक। हम लोग बना के रखें कि मेल है, व्हेन द स्टूडेंट रजिस्टर वी शुड मेल देम फॉर डिफरेंट सपोर्ट्स, फॉर अकाउंटिंग पर्पस, फॉर दिस, वेयर दे विल कनेक्ट। बट क्या है कि स्टूडेंट ध्यान नहीं देता, तो बार बार तो मैं वो बात याद दिला रहा हूं कि मेरे से केवल सब्जेक्ट रिलेटेड क्वेरी। आपका इंस्टीट्यूट का रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं हुआ, आपका डिस्काउंट $100 नहीं दिखा रहा, $120 नहीं, डील करेंगे, आप मेल करिए ना। You mail, your problem will be resolved because mail is the proof that the communication is effective. आपके पास किसी का भी मेल आता है उसको रेगुलरली चेक करिए, and all are working professional in our case. You understand the importance of mail and importance of legal things and all that. Now the last thing, उसके बाद हम लोग पढ़ना चालू करेंगे। This is the update by the institute in 2020 when they changed the syllabus. Again, they are changing slightly the syllabus after June exam. They will start publicizing the changes in the next year. वो लोग नए साल से आने वाले उस पे। Normally, they are saying 6 parts. Financial statement analysis 20%, corporate finance 20%, decision analysis 25%, risk management 10%, investment decisions 10%, professional ethics 15%. What is this percentage? Out of 500 marks, 20%, 100 marks question will be on financial statement analysis. Out of 500, 20%, 100 marks will be on corporate finance. Out of 500, 25% will be on decision analysis. Out of 500, 10% will be on risk management, 50 marks and so on. Out of 500 marks आपको ऐसे क्वेश्चन दिया जाए, इंस्टीट्यूट की वेबसाइट पे दिया हुआ है पूरा प्रॉपरली कि वो लोग क्वेश्चन पेपर बनाते कैसे है। yesterday I was reading, I'm not explaining that, you can go on the website। बोलेगा कहाँ है, थोड़ा चेक करो ना यार, वेबसाइट पे जाओगे नहीं क्या यार, आपको जानना है तो कोई काम नहीं है उसका। I was just checking कि how they develop the paper, how they set the questions and all that, marks के वो लोग लिखे हुए। But I mean to say that their objective when the mark is said, then they will follow this. If suppose relating to financial statement analysis, they are giving a major question in essay type. Out of 100 marks, 30 marks का question उन्होंने essay type में दे दिया, तो multiple choice में they will be giving only 70 marks question on financial statement analysis. In total paper, this will be the breakup of 500 marks. Okay, question सभी से आएगा। The important areas are first 3 because they are covering your 65%. If you take the last one, then 65 plus 15 each coming 80%. मतलब risk management and investment decisions is only 20%. You understand that when I have written the timing to teach them, then the timing is not based on these percentage. If the decision analysis is 25%, but I will be taking less time to teach this than this, you see. So the timing of the classes or the duration which I need to put to explain the concepts is not based on percentage of marks. You can see the first one and second one both 20%, but the first one will take only 6 hours. The difficult area means difficult means huge syllabus. Huge syllabus. In part 1, part A, 15%. And in part 2, part B, 20%. You can say that suppose somebody is doing CA. Then CA Interfinancial Management, CA Final Financial Management, AFM, SFM, whatever you say. Is this corporate finance 90% and investment decision 10%? मतलब आप मान लीजिए कि कोई भी कोर्स में जितना भी फिनेंस रिलेटेड पढ़ाया जाता है 3 साल में, वो सारा उन्होंने कॉर्पोरेट फाइनेंस और फाइनेंस इन्वेस्टमेंट डिसीजन में डाल दिया और बोलने के लिए बोल दिया ओनली 2 एग्जाम. Suppose if I am teaching for ACCA, in ACCA there is a subject at knowledge level, the lowest level, foundation level, management accounting. In that there is finance. Then there is a separate paper in skill level, middle level, financial management. Then there is a separate paper at professional level, advanced financial management. आपके सिलेबस में सब डाल दिए, मिसिंग कुछ भी नहीं. Corporate finance means everything which anybody study in finance in any other commerce professional course. Accounting, finance related दुनिया में जितना भी कोर्स है, जो सिलेबस है कॉर्पोरेट फाइनेंस का, सारा उन्होंने यहां डाल दिया. That means the difficulty part is what? Huge syllabus. Huge syllabus. But then looking at their type of question pattern and all that, we can understand that relating to this area, they are asking more and more questions. So if those areas are covered, then in that case, we will be able to manage out of 20%, 15 to 17% question easily. Like in part 1 party, I said that we need to do selective study because CMA US is part 1, part 2. It is 2 exams, but it is 12 subjects. This is pure accounting. कोई बेचारा सीए के अंदर फाउंडेशन, इंटरमीडिएट, फाइनल सारा अकाउंट्स पढ़ता है, वो एक साथ 15%. नौटंकी चल रहा है यार. दिस इज नॉट लॉजिकल. तो आपको फोकस करना होगा. विच एरिया दे नीड टू फोकस ऑन द क्वेश्चन दे आर फोकसिंग. तो हम लोग यहां पर वो ध्यान देंगे. इन द कॉर्पोरेट फाइनेंस वी विल बी फोकसिंग लाइक दैट. इवन दो आई विल बी टीचिंग फुल, नो एक्सक्यूज एवरीथिंग. बट जब आप देखेंगे मैं पढ़ा रहा हूं, अभी आपको लगेगा मैं तो पूरा ही पढ़ूंगा. नॉलेज लेना है जरूर भाई, एग्जाम पास भी तो करना है ना. इफ यू नो दैट कि फ्रॉम सम एरिया दे विल बी गिविंग 1 क्वेश्चन, अरे 1 क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में जय माता दी भी कर लेंगे. नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, टेंशन नहीं लेना है. सो मीन टू से दैट दिस कॉर्पोरेट फाइनेंस वी विल बी डूइंग सम सेलेक्टिव स्टडी. फोकस करके करेंगे, कहां पर क्वेश्चंस ज्यादा आएंगे उनको पूरा पढ़ना है, वहां ध्यान देंगे. लेकिन ए दिस सी डी ई एफ एक पोर्शन भी छोड़ना नहीं. नो सेलेक्टिव स्टडी, फुल. In this 20%, you are bound to do selective study if you want to give exam and you pass the exam. आपको selective study करना ही पड़ेगा. This corporate finance investment decisions I will be doing from next month. Around 10th of December के बाद चालू करेंगे. These I will be doing mainly in Tuesday, Friday classes. Tuesday, Friday classes में ही करेंगे. इसमें से भी जो फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट एनालिसिस है, that is basically ratio analysis, 75% part I will be doing from next month in Tuesday, Friday classes. So I mean to say that this one around 15%, 20% and 10% we will be doing in Tuesday, Friday classes. Some portion of this financial statement analysis in Saturday class, decision analysis fully in Saturday class, professional ethics fully in Saturday class, risk management fully in Saturday class. मतलब अपने क्या करने वाले हैं, how we are going to proceed, how we will complete the syllabus, how we will complete the syllabus. Part C in next 4 classes on Saturday. मतलब आप अगर 15 तारीख सपोज अपन मान लेते हैं, सो 4 Saturdays, मे बी 4 to 5 classes. ठीक है. Understanding the concept and everything will be done in 2 classes. We will be solving question in 3 to 4 classes. That is part C. First of all, we are doing that. Then we will be doing Tuesday, Friday classes. Tuesday, Friday classes we will be doing part E, part B, and part A. In around, you can say 15 classes. In around 15 classes. बीच में सैटरडे भी चलती रहेगा. पार्ट D and F we will do after part C on Saturday in 2 to 3 classes. Then last 2 to 3 classes, revision, doubts, essay type questions. This way we are going to proceed in our classes. Part C, decision making, which is costing, we will be doing first. In our Saturday class, we are starting from today. Tuesday, Friday class जब से चालू होगी next month around 10th of December हम EBA करेंगे. A का कुछ पोर्शन हमें यहां करना आएगा. A का कुछ पोर्शन यहां करेंगे. सीधा सीधी C होने के बाद whatever the balance part left of A I will be doing. And then we can say that we will be doing this DF. By the time Saturday we are meeting for around approximately 10 Saturdays. In between our Tuesday, Friday classes will be running. So Tuesday, Friday, I will be doing EB and A. The target is approximately by mid of February. We will complete off these things. And then you can say 10th of February onwards to 28th February, we will be doing the revision, the doubts. Doubts वगैरह अर्ध में solve होएगा. लेकिन एक स्पेसिफिकली सिलेबस खत्म होने के बाद कोई स्पेसिफिक डाउट से मॉक क्वेश्चन करना है, वो सब ऐसे टाइप करना है, वो सब वहां करेंगे. ये शेड्यूल मैं मेंटेन करूंगा फॉर दिस बैच. और अगर आप प्रीवियस क्लासेस का आपके पास गूगल ड्राइव है, यू कैन सी द लिस्ट ऑफ वीडियोस इन द एक्सेल इन द गूगल ड्राइव. ऐसे ही मैंने पढ़ाया 10-12 साल से ऐसे ही चल रहे. इफ द सिलेबस इज गोइंग टू चेंज फ्रॉम जून, उसमें कोई ज्यादा चेंज आ नहीं रहा है. थोड़ा सा IT portion they are bringing from part 1, they are removing the process costing calculation based questions and all that. थोड़ा बहुत changes they are bringing. There is not so much changes they are bringing. Friday it is morning 7:30 and Saturday, Tuesday it is evening 8 p.m. Friday morning 7:30 and Tuesday evening 8 p.m. और Saturday तो morning चलता ही है. I have already shared the schedule, Prathamis, in the group which is CMA US Part 2 group. I have already shared the schedule of the classes, the timing and all that. I will again, after the class, mail to all of you the revised schedule because we are starting from today. मैं उसमें से पहला 2 क्लास हटा के भेज दूंगा फिर से. That is a fixed schedule. If any time you are not free or anything, you will be getting recordings. Recordings you can see, you can ask your doubts anytime. There is no problem. Now, is there anything I need to communicate? I don't think so. But if anybody has anything to ask, Deepayan, Lavanya, Rahman, Naveen, Prathamesh, Purushottam, Ranjit, Rojalin, Tanisa, Vaidehi. Yes, Lavanya.
Sir, Google Drive, the material that you have saved, that we'll be able to download at once and save it in our system, right? It is not linked to app.
Which material? You were saying our material.
Your material, that ABCD folders that you were showing us.
Huh?
those are the Google Drive. Those files are saved in Google Drive and we'll be able to download at our end. Na?
Yes, just I'm opening your mail only, Lavanya. Lavanya. This is your mail, Hana?
Yes, yes.
No problem. So when you joined, mobile app and laptop, Hana? This was the mail of 17th August. On 17th August, when you joined, all the Google Drive links are given in the first mail
Got
only.
it. Got it. Okay, thank you.
Part 1, Part 2, PM, FM. Part 1 and FM are related. And Part 2 and FM are related, and Part 1 and PM are related. So these materials, when you click, suppose you click this CMA US Part 2. Okay? This is the drive link given to you and every student, not only you. Now you go here in Part 2. Part A, Part B, Part C, Part D, Part E, Part F. All the materials are there, which I have downloaded. You can download twice and thrice. There is no problem. But once you get the material, if you download all the materials from the drive, then you don't need to open drive again and again. So we have the habit, instruction to my staff. Once the student join, they should be given the material on that day only once they fill up the registration form. So a student will download all these materials from the Google Drive. They don't need to go in Google Drive again and again. Okay?
Okay, got it, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Now, anything else anybody has?
Sir, is there any group on WhatsApp or something like that?
You are already in the group, sir, Tanisa. You are not there.
No, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
All the students, we have created a group CMA US Part 2 Jan Feb batch बोलकर. So अगर आप ग्रुप पे नहीं है, एक बार आप मेल डाल दीजिए कि I have not been added in the WhatsApp group. So please add me. तो हम लोग ऐड कर देंगे, मेरा टीम कर देंगे. Sure, 100%.
जो आप मेल दिखाए लावण्य का, उसमें देयर वाज अ सेशन जिसमें FM एंड PM लिखा हुआ था.
हाँ.
सो मेरे को मेल में वो FM एंड PM भी नहीं मिला है. मेरे को CMA Part 1 एंड CMA Part 2 ही शो कर रहा है.
How can it be possible? This is your mail only, ना लावण्या.
नो आई एम तनीषा. मैं पूछ रही हूँ.
अच्छा, आप बोल रहे हैं. ठीक है. सॉरी, मैं देखा कि लावण्या बोल रही है. आपको नहीं दिया गया. तनीषा. तनीषा अग्रवाल. तनीषा अग्रवाल. ठीक है, उनको बोल, आप एक बार बोल देंगे तो वो लोग दे देगा. देना चाहिए था. हो सकता है कि इसके अंदर वो लोग डाल दिया क्या. एक बार रुकिए, एक सेकेंड. CMA US Part 2. CMA US Part 2 के अंदर, बिकॉज सम टाइम दे से दैट कि हमने FM उसी में डाल दिया, लेकिन डाला नहीं. लेकिन मेरे ख्याल से जो Part 1 है उसके अंदर वो लोग PM डाल कर रखे हैं. लेट्स सी. CMA US Part 1. CMA US Part 1 इस पे भी नहीं है. They need to give, बिकॉज मैं उसको यूज करता हूं. दे देंगे. मैं अभी जब क्लास का लिंक दूंगा ना, माने मटेरियल, मैं तो आप लोग सबको फिर देने वाला हूं. अभी क्लास खत्म होती तो मैं इसके अंदर सब जन को मटेरियल का लिंक फिर दे दूं. Part 1, Part 2, PM, FM सारा मैं फिर दे दूं. ठीक ना, जैसे कि टेंशन नहीं रहेगा. देन सॉरी भाई, उनको इंस्ट्रक्शन दिया हुआ है, भूल गए होंगे वो लोग.
ओके सर, नो प्रॉब्लम.
यस. देन एनीबडी एल्स, एनीथिंग टू आस्क? फटाफट.
No, sir.
So should we proceed in our study? We should, है ना? Now, as I said, we will be starting with Part D. Part C. Decision making. This is Part C slides. In Part C, they are naming the word decision making, decision analysis, cost volume profit analysis, marginal analysis, and pricing. और इन सब के ऊपर अपना सेपरेट नोट्स है। सीवीपी का अलग नोट्स है, C2 अलग नोट्स है, C3 अलग नोट्स है। द सिलेबस आर रिटन बाय द इंस्टीट्यूट C1, C2, C3. So that C1 is cost, volume, profit analysis, C2 is marginal analysis, C3 is price. The question is what is decision analysis? In life, we are always faced with situations where we need to decide. Suppose you need to decide whether you will do CMA US, whether you will do ACCA, CIMA, CPA, whether you will do self-study, whether you will do training classes, whether you will study from this material, that material. Decision तो हर समय life में लेना पड़ता है. Similarly, in business, we are not taking life decisions. We are talking about business decisions. When we need to take business decisions, then there are certain factors, there are certain things which we need to take into consideration. The decision will be correct. The decision we will be able to take fast when we consider those things. Those things are written as decision analysis. For taking business decisions, the first thing you or me, anybody, need to have a good understanding of our cost, our revenue, our sale price, our sale quantity, and the effect of that on our profit. The first thing we need to learn from any business, cost क्या है, क्या तरह का है, खर्चा क्या है, what the product the organization is selling, what business they are in, how much they are selling, at what price they are selling, what profit they are generating. मैं एग्जांपल अपने बिजनेस का ही ले रहा हूं. मेरे बिजनेस में कॉस्ट है मटेरियल्स, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, लाइव क्लास, रिकॉर्डेड क्लासेस, सॉफ्टवेयर, आईटी, फाइनेंशियल कॉस्ट, लोन का इंटरेस्ट वगैरह खर्चे, ऑपरेशनल एक्सपेंडिचर्स. रेवेन्यू क्या है? Different courses we are teaching. For different courses, students are joining. They are paying the tuition fees. So that is our revenue. The number of students, those who are joining, the tuition fees which they are paying. So that revenue minus cost is my income, is my profit. I need to analyze whether I am a profitable organization or whether presently I am suffering loss. The decision in the business will be affected by this factor. Because if you are a profit-oriented organization, you can take risk. You can launch new products. You can go into new market. Because you have the leeway, you have the option to suffer, to take risk in the business. But if we are already suffering losses, not generating income, then in that case, taking risk in the business will be less. Doing new things, new research and all that will be less. It's not only profit-oriented. We are the profit-oriented. If I will talk about any not-for-profit oriented organization, maybe the organization is club, society, charitable organization, CMA institute, because all educational institutes are charitable, not-for-profit oriented organization. CMA भी नया risk business में तब ले पाएगा जब उसका profitable है. Whatever the fees they are collecting from all of you, from us as a learning partner, that should be greater than their expenditures. They should be profit making. Maybe the objective is not profit making, but profit making होना जरूरी है. Profit कैसे होएगा? When you control cost, when you able to minimize cost of producing the product and services, when you able to improve the quality of the products, when you will be able to generate more and more sales, when you able to increase your selling price of the products, आपको कॉस्ट और वॉल्यूम, सेल्स प्राइस, क्वांटिटी के बारे में सोचना ही पड़ेगा बिजनेस डिसीजन लेने के लिए. सो द फर्स्ट पार्ट C1 is not talking about decision making. It is talking about for taking decisions. Your basics should be ready. When your basics are ready, then you will be able to take business decisions. मान लीजिए मेरे को एक बिजनेस डिसीजन लेना है. One student is inquiring for the classes, and student is saying that I will be paying, or I can pay 10% less than the normal fees. Suppose for CMA US the tuition fees is 63,999. The student is saying that I cannot pay more than 50,000. the student is saying, should I offer the classes to the student or not? That's a business decision. I will check my cost, whether my cost on a student is less than 50,000 or not. If it is less, I should accept. I should say, okay, I should be getting 50,000 minus cost. I will be generating income. So if I don't have details of the cost, that what is the cost per student, whether it is less than 50,000, I will not be able to decide. But then, whether it is a product which is different, which is having different characteristics when it is sold to different customers. Like suppose if I am taking from all the students 63,999, then how can one student can pay 50,000? That will be creating problem, because that is unethical. Charging different fees for the same product from different customers is not allowed at all. Unless and until the quality or the characteristics or the features, something are different. Because then in that case, you can justify that the prices are different. I need to know the cost also. I need to know the customer also. I need to know whether the product is homogeneous or different. Then only I will be able to take this business decision that whether I should accept the offer for 50,000 when the normal fees is 63,999. For taking these types of decisions, you want to launch a new product, you want to change the raw material, you want to change the system by which you are producing the product, you want to go for wholesale, you want to go into a new market where the product will be sold at an all business decisions are always taken regularly. They are taken every day, they are taken every month. Some decisions are short term, some decisions are long term. How we will take those business decisions, that is covered in this area. और उसको लेने के लिए, going into detail of C2 and C3, they are explaining the concept of cost, volume, profit. Because for business decisions, we need to understand cost, volume, profit. Then only we can take business decisions. When we say cost, so again my example, you will say, sir, अपना example क्यों लेते हैं? सर, मैं आपका ले लेता हूं, आपकी कंपनी बता दीजिए क्या करते हैं, वहां क्या बनाते हैं, मैं उसका एग्जाम्पल ले लूंगा, मैं दूसरा भी लूंगा. ऐसे ही since you are joining with me, you have paid me, you know something about me. So giving my example will make you understand very fast. That's the only reason. Otherwise, there is no logic. I am giving my example. मेरे को अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में हर एक स्टूडेंट का कॉस्ट निकालना है. जो भी खर्चा है मेरे को पर स्टूडेंट कैलकुलेट करना है. I need to calculate cost per student. Now, I can add up all the cost in my organization which I am incurring in a month, in a year. जो भी है, सैलरी है, रेंट है, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है, पावर है, इंटरनेट है, सॉफ्टवेयर है, सब कुछ हम जोड़ देते हैं और नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट से डिवाइड दे देते हैं. सो आई विल गेट कॉस्ट पर स्टूडेंट. But if the cost per student is same, then the tuition fees should also be same. Why that for ACCA for one subject the tuition fees is 15,000 and for CMA US the tuition fees is 64,000? Why? It's not logical. वो तो नहीं चलेगा. ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? The question is that if I will do the calculation of cost like this, then it is better that not to calculate only. Hindustan Unilever making so many products, start doing the calculation of cost, total cost by number of products, number of quantity हो गया. ऐसा नहीं होता. The life is not so simple. There are different ways by which cost can be classified. Very different ways. Variable cost, fixed cost, material, labor, overheads. Then you can say direct cost, indirect cost, relevant, irrelevant. So many criteria are there. मैं यहां पर वो सब क्राइटेरिया में नहीं जा रहा. यहां पर मेरे को मतलब है, if my cost will change, then that will change my profit. Why my cost will change? Because of change in the volume, because of change in the quantity. If the volume will change, the cost will change. So ultimately profit will change. So I want to understand the relationship between cost, volume and profit. Suppose presently I am teaching approximately 1,000 students in all the courses together. So if the number of students will become 1,000 to 1,200, what will be my cost? To analyze what will be my cost for 1,200 students, I need to divide the cost into two categories, variable cost and fixed cost. Variable cost means that cost which I will incur on every student. Whenever a student will join for any course, I will incur on each student, there is a cost that is called variable cost. Variable cost is that cost in an organization which will be incurred on every unit. हर एक यूनिट बनाने में वो खर्चा लगेगा, हर एक यूनिट पे वो पैसा खर्चा होगा. That is called variable cost. Suppose in a question they have given company produce product A. The variable cost is $10 per unit. $10 for one unit, $20 for two units, $30 for three units, $40 for four units, and so on. Jitna units, that into 10 will be the variable cost. Variable cost in my organization, one is GST. If you pay me 100, $18 payable to government, 18 rupees payable to government. If you pay me 63,999, 64,000, 18% of that is payable to government. हर एक स्टूडेंट पे लग रहा है जो भी फीस है, हर एक स्टूडेंट के ऊपर यू कैन से दैट उसका रजिस्ट्रेशन प्रोसेस कंप्लीट करना, उसको रजिस्ट्रेशन फॉर्म देना, भरवाना, उसको सॉफ्टवेयर का लिंक देना, मटेरियल देना, ये हर एक स्टूडेंट पे अलग होता है. उसके लिए जो भी कंप्यूटर यूज होता है, जो स्टाफ यूज होता है, जो भी रिसोर्सेस यूज होते हैं, उसका कॉस्ट. हर एक स्टूडेंट के लिए लाइव क्लास और रिकॉर्डेड क्लास के ऊपर एक कॉस्ट है. In the recorded class, for every student, there is a monthly charges to the software company. That is annual, I am paying monthly. And for the live class, depending upon number of students in the class, there is a live class charges. आपको लगेगा सर अभी तो जूम यूज कर रहे हैं, कल से मैं अपना पुराना सॉफ्टवेयर यूज करूंगा नेक्स्ट क्लास. It is creating some problem in the audio and video that I will rectify after your class, and I will be using my old software only. So that software involves some additional cost. Even in Zoom also, if the slab is 1 to 100 in the live class, there is a particular cost. If the slab is greater than 100, then the cost changes. Zoom भी पैसा लेता है, मंथली पैसा Zoom का जाता है. तो हर एक स्टूडेंट के ऊपर एक ऑपरेशनल खर्चा भी है हमारा, बहुत ज्यादा नहीं है, बिकॉज ज्यादातर एक्सपेंडिचर्स आर फिक्स्ड. So I mean to say that variable cost is that cost which you need to incur on every unit. If you are providing service on every unit of service, like for every student, if you are producing product and selling, on every product you will incur variable cost. आपको पता लगाना पड़ेगा 10, 15, 15 खर्चे में से क्या वेरिएबल कॉस्ट है. Variable cost will vary by output. If your output goes up by 10%, your variable cost will go up by 10%. If your output goes down by 10%, your variable cost will go down by 10%. अगर 1000 स्टूडेंट 1200 हो जाते हैं, 20% more, variable cost in Saraf Academy will be 20% more. अगर 1200 स्टूडेंट 900 हो जाते हैं, 10% less. So in Saraf Academy, 10% variable cost will also be less. It is not Saraf Academy. It is every organization in the world. Every organization in the world, variable cost is there. कहीं पर ज्यादा है, कहीं पर कम है. हमारे यहां पर वेरिएबल कॉस्ट इज अप्रोक्सीमेटली 30% ऑफ सेल्स. मैंने कैलकुलेट किया है कि अगर कोई स्टूडेंट 100 रुपए मेरे को पे करता है, तो उस स्टूडेंट के ऊपर 30% मेरा खर्चा चला जाता है. 18% is GST and 12% is other operational expenditure on each student. मतलब अगर किसी ने CMA US का 64,000 दिया, तो 64,000 का 30% उसी समय खर्चा हो गया. 70% मेरे पास बचा. उसके अगेंस्ट में फिक्स कॉस्ट है, स्टाफ का सैलरी है, रेंट है, इंटरेस्ट है, कोई भी यू कैन से इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है, पावर है, एसेट्स का डेप्रिसिएशन है, सब फिक्स खर्चे हैं. In a training industry, fixed expenditures are huge as compared to variable expenditures. In my type of business, fixed expenditures are huge. अगर स्टूडेंट साल में कम से कम 350-400 स्टूडेंट नहीं आएगा, सो ब्रेक इवन भी नहीं आएगा. आई हैव ऑलरेडी कैलकुलेटेड दैट इन पार्ट 1 बैच. मैंने वहां पर भी समझाया था पूरा एग्जाम्पल देकर, फिर से बताऊंगा. बोलने का मतलब है अगर मेरे पास साल में 350-400 स्टूडेंट आएंगे, आई विल बी एट ब्रेक इवन, नो प्रॉफिट नो लॉस. When the student will be greater than 350 to 400, then I will be able to start earning. Maybe the grass is always greener other side. You will think that you are paying 64,000 huge fees, but when you come here and you sit on the table and you analyze all the cost, then you will analyze कि इतना कोई नहीं है कि बहुत फायदा है. The profit will come when more and more students will be there. The profit will not come by increasing the fees, because by that we will affect. Now relating to pricing also, there are many things we will discuss. I mean to say that if I want to find out the cost for a particular volume, I need to divide the cost into two parts: variable cost and fixed cost. Variable cost will vary by the output. If the output is 5% more, variable cost 5% more. Variable cost per unit remain constant. In total, it will vary. Per unit $10. 100 units, 100 into 10. 500, 500. In total, it will vary with the output. But fixed cost, whether the student becomes 1000 to 1200, fixed cost will remain fixed. Fixed cost, rent, salary, interest थोड़ी ना चेंज होने वाला है. उनका स्टूडेंट से क्या मतलब है? वैसे ही है. Not in my organization, any organization of the world. By behavior, we divide the cost into two categories: variable and fixed. To calculate total cost at any volume level, we have to have the knowledge that ये variable cost है, ये fixed cost है. There is a different category which we called as semi-variable. Semi-variable is not that when the quantity will increase by 5%, cost will increase by 5%. It will increase less than 5%. Like I said, June का subscription. If the live class में student 1 to 100, within 1 to 100, then the live class में अगर 1 से 100 के बीच में students, the Zoom subscription is monthly around 3,000 rupees. अगर वो 300 से ऊपर चला जाता है, 99 के ऊपर, ट्रिपल डिजिट, then straight away the cost becomes 5 times. लाइव क्लास में 100 स्टूडेंट कोई बैच में नहीं आता. There are batches where students are 200, 220, but वहां पर लाइव क्लास में आने वाले कितने हैं? Around 20, 30. आपके बैच में 50 लोग हैं, लाइव क्लास में कितने हैं? 10. वो फर्स्ट क्लास है. अभी 2-3 क्लास बाद लाइव में कितने होंगे? 5 लोग. क्यों नहीं आते मालूम नहीं है. I don't know. I am always live, but why the student don't attend the live class, I don't know. और इस समय कोई ऑफिस नहीं है. आप बोलेंगे मेरा 10 बजे, आप 10 मिनट क्लास छोड़ दीजिए और क्या होएगा. आपको 7 बजे दुनिया में कौन सा ऑफिस है? बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट दुबई से हैं. इफ इट इज 7:30 इंडिया, इट्स 5:30. कौन सा ऑफिस 5:30 पे होता है? कोई नहीं होता. आई से ऑलवेज, बट कोई सुनता नहीं है बात. आई मीन टू से दैट always I am taking a subscription in Zoom 1 to 99 student, double digit students. Triple digit लेने से 5 times खर्चा हो जाएगा. But then triple digit not mean that वो 100 से 500 का स्लैब है. You can go in Zoom, you can check from yourself also. 500 to फिर और स्लैब चेंज हो जाता है. कि कभी कभी मान लीजिए कोई वेबिनार ले रहा हूं, and I know that more than 100 student will be in the webinar. For that particular class only I need to pay to Zoom around 7,000 rupees, one single class. आप बोलेंगे जूम के बदले कोई और कर लो ना. सब कोई पैसे लेंगे यार. सबका अपना बिजनेस है. चैरिटी कोई नहीं कर रहा है. चैरिटी भी है तो चैरिटी तो तब कर पाएंगे ना when you have money. So normally everybody charging money. I mean to say that the fixed cost, whether any number of student will be there, it is fixed. The variable cost depends upon quantity. But the semi-variable cost is not fixed, not variable. It is not that in total it will remain constant. And it is not that if the student 5% more, cost 5% more. It will be based on a slab. We say gas, electricity, telephone. In my case, the Zoom subscription are semi-variable cost. बोलिए क्यों? टेलीफोन मे बी यू आर प्रीपेड और हैविंग पोस्टपेड, आपका एक मंथली चार्जेस है, लेकिन अगर आप कॉल ज्यादा करोगे, ज्यादा यूसेज करोगे, चार्जेस बढ़ने लगे. सो देयर इज अ फिक्स पोर्शन एंड देन देयर इज अ वेरिएबल पोर्शन. इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है, if you consume the electricity within this level, then the rate is this. If you consume in this level, rate is this. There are some variable costs, semi-variable cost, where we can segregate this portion is fixed, this portion is variable. But there are some semi-variable cost where the segregation is not possible. मेरे केस में जूम को हम बात नहीं कर सकते. 1 से 99 it is 3000. 100 to 500 it will be coming 15,000. Like that. Monthly I am saying. Monthly cost है ये जूम का. क्रेडिट कार्ड का डिटेल वहां डाला हुआ है, अपने आप मंथली पेमेंट हो जाता है, किसी को पेमेंट नहीं करना पड़ता है, ऑटो पायलट मोड में डाला हुआ है. आई मीन टू से दैट देयर इज अ वेरिएबल कॉस्ट, देयर इज अ फिक्स कॉस्ट, देयर इज अ सेमी वेरिएबल कॉस्ट इन एवरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. वेरिएबल कॉस्ट वेरी विद द आउटपुट. More output, more variable, less output, less variable, per unit constant. Fixed cost in total remain constant, will not change by output. And semi-variable, some portion will change by output, some portion will not change. Or maybe for every level, you need to calculate semi-variable separately. These are the total cost in any organization. Manufacturing, trading, सर्विस इंडस्ट्री, चैरिटेबल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, नॉट सब में ऐसे ही कॉस्ट है. सीएमए यूएस आईएमए का भी ऐसा ही कॉस्ट है. एंड देन देयर इज अ रेवेन्यू based on volume output. We have revenue based on number of students. CMA US Institute has a revenue based on number of students registering with them. ये CMA वाला हम लोग के पीछे क्यों पड़ा रहता है? कितना रजिस्ट्रेशन हुआ सर, एग्जाम पास हुआ कि नहीं, क्यों? दोनों चीज से मतलब है, क्वालिटी एंड क्वांटिटी. The institute will grow, will be able to create opportunities for the students for us. When the number of students enrolling in the course more and more, they will be able to grow their organization. लेकिन केवल क्वांटिटी से नहीं, कितना लोग एग्जाम दिया सर, पास कितना हुआ, दोनों चीज देखते हैं वो लोग. मैंने बोला आप लोग को कि आप एग्जाम अच्छे से देंगे, पास होंगे, मेरा आपसे ज्यादा फायदा है, आपका कमती है. आप तो केवल अपने लिए, मेरे को तो बहुत फायदा है. So for that reason I said book the exam for November, money for February now only. जिसको भी सीरियस होना है एग्जाम आज ही बुक कर देना है, आज ही, जिससे आपके दिमाग में दूसरा ऑप्शन आए ही नहीं कि मेरे को एग्जाम फरवरी में देना है कि नहीं. बोलेगा सर अपना फायदा की बात कर रहे हैं. सर आपका फायदा आप अपने लिए सोचिए, मेरा भूल जाइए. इफ यू डोंट गिव एग्जाम, डोंट पास द एग्जाम, देन व्हाई वी आर डूइंग द कोर्स? By doing the course, by passing the exam, we get the certificate, we get the degree, we get the knowledge, we can prove that we have the knowledge and we will be able to grow in our life. जब कोर्स 8 months का है तो 8 months में ही करना होगा ना. अगर 12 months में कोर्स कर रहे हैं मतलब फेलियर है. अगर मैं आपको सिलेबस कंप्लीट नहीं करूंगा फरवरी तक तो आपको क्या अच्छा लगेगा? फेलियर में सीधा. आज का काम आज नहीं करेंगे, फेलियर है. सो वॉल्यूम will decide your sale quantity, sale price. Volume will decide your cost, mainly the variable and semi-variable, and that will give you, the difference will give you income. The difference will give you profit. When you change your product, change your sale price, change your cost structure, change your system, received an offer, do this, that, आपका volume, cost, sale price, ये सब में changes, profit में changes आएगा. That changes will help you to take decisions. अगर आपको डिसीजन लेना है तो आपको इन फैक्टर्स के बारे में अच्छे से ज्ञान होना पड़ेगा. You have to have good understanding of these concepts. Cost, volume, profit analysis आपके पास होना जरूरी है. मैंने अभी कुछ पढ़ाया नहीं, मैं तो वैसे ही एक एग्जाम्पल के तौर पर आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग व्हाट इज CVP. दुनिया का ऐसा कोई कोर्स नहीं है जहां पर CVP नहीं पढ़ाया जाता. CA, CMA, CS, ACCA, CIMA, CPA, CMA, CFA, आपको जो भी C से नाम मालूम है सारे कोर्सेस में है. मतलब व्हेन आई विल बी टीचिंग दिस, एनीबॉडी फ्रॉम एनी कोर्स इन द वर्ल्ड कैन ज्वाइन दिस। सबके सिलेबस में एसीसी वाला सब आ सकता है। कोई बोलेगा सर आप सीएमए पढ़ा रहे हैं, अरे मैं क्या पढ़ा रहा हूं? इफ आई एम टीचिंग फॉर सीएमए तो फिर यही चीज तो मेरे को एसीसीए, सीमा, सीपीए को भी पढ़ाना है। तो अगर वो आपके साथ पढ़ लेगा तो कोई प्रॉब्लम है? आप उसके साथ पढ़ लेंगे, कोई प्रॉब्लम है? मत सोचिए कि ये इसका क्लास ही हो। जो आपका कोर्स है वो आपको पढ़ाया जा रहा है। एंड वन टीचर कैन टीच सो मेनी डिफरेंट सब्जेक्ट्स। व्हाई? बिकॉज दैट नॉलेज इज देयर, और वो चीज वहां पर है, इसलिए पढ़ा रहे हैं। तो आपको कभी भी ये नहीं सोचना है सर ये एसीसीए का क्लास है, सर ये सीएमए है, सर ये सीपीए है। आपको जो जरूरत है वो शेड्यूल दिया गया है, वो क्लासेस है। ये वाला एसीसीए में है, लेकिन उनका सब्जेक्ट अलग है। उनका सब्जेक्ट है पीएम परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट। वो अभी मैं उनको नहीं पढ़ा रहा हूं, वो मैं पढ़ाऊंगा उनको मार्च से। जब आप लोग को पार्ट 1 पढ़ाऊंगा तो मैं उनके साथ आपको फिर डाल दूंगा ये पढ़ाने के लिए। बिकॉज आपका सीएमए यूएस पार्ट 1 के अंदर कॉस्टिंग पार्ट बहुत ज्यादा है, यहां पर कॉस्टिंग पार्ट बहुत कम है, यहां पर फिनेंस पार्ट बहुत ज्यादा है। सो मैं आपके साथ एसीसीए के अंदर एफएम, फिनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट पढ़ाने वाला हूं, विच इज कवरिंग योर ए, बी एंड ई। ए आउट ऑफ 20%, 80 to 90%, बी फुल एंड ई फुल। आपको ये नहीं सोचना है कि ये उनका है आपका है, आपको सोचना है मेरी क्लास है, ये सब दिमाग में नहीं लाना है। अगर मेरे को सीवीपी पढ़ाना है, सबको पहले मेरे को ऐसे ही पढ़ाना होगा। अगर मेरे को पढ़ाना है कैपिटल बजटिंग, मनी इन्वेस्ट किए, पैसा आएगा, टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी, प्रेजेंट वैल्यू, फ्यूचर, सबको सेम पढ़ाना है। क्वेश्चंस कहीं से अगर चीज आती है, दुनिया में क्वेश्चन कहीं से भी आए, आई विल बी सॉल्विंग क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम सीएमए मटेरियल ऑल्सो, एसीसीए मटेरियल ऑल्सो। जो जहां से पूछेगा मेरे को क्या फर्क पड़ता है। आपको कभी भी ये चीज में दिमाग लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है, ये इसका क्लास है, ये उसका क्लास है, ये इसका है। जो कॉमन है, जो डिटेल में पूरा ए टू जेड सबको पढ़ाना है, वो कॉमन क्लासेस होती है। सीपीए वाले को भी लिंक दिया जाता है, भाई तुम भी आ जाओ, तुम भी कर लो ये क्लास। बिकॉज उनके भी बीईसी के अंदर सेक्शन सी वाला डिसीजन एनालिसिस है, उनके भी बीईसी के अंदर फिनेंस है। योर सीएमए यूएस is covering 40% of CPA syllabus. BEC fully covered. FARCA, you can say 20% covered. Then there is a third subject, auditing, around 10% covered. By doing CMA US, we are covering 40% of CPA. एकदम डॉट पूरा। उसके बाद उनका रेगुलेशन आरईजी, देन देयर आर इन फार, देयर आर एक्स्ट्रा एरियाज। ऑडिटिंग में एक्स्ट्रा एरिया मैं नहीं बोल रहा, बी से तो पूरा कवर हो जाता है। So I always say, a CPA student, you attend the CMA classes, better, आपको बहुत अच्छा ज्ञान होगा। स्टूडेंट को ये दिमाग लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है कि ये मेरा नहीं है, ये उसका है, ये इसका है, सबका एक ही है यार। अदरवाइज हाउ आई विल टीच टू डिफरेंट कोर्सेस? जब अलग अलग है मेरे को कैसे आएगा? मैं कोई पंडित महान थोड़ी ना हूं। सभी जगह इंडियन कोर्सेस में भी सब यही है, कोई कोर्स में कोई सिलेबस बहुत ज्यादा अंतर नहीं है, 80-90% सेम सिलेबस। एग्जाम का थोड़ा क्वेश्चन अलग, पैटर्न अलग, एग्जाम स्ट्रक्चर अलग, बस उतना ही। एक ही कोर्स मन से करना है, शिद्दत से, इच्छा से, जन से, जिससे कि हम आगे बढ़ पाए। कोई 4-5 आप बोलेंगे सर आपने सीए, सीएमए, सीए सब किया, नहीं करना था यार, नहीं मालूम था। सीमा तो इसलिए कि कोई बोलेगा सर सीमा पढ़ा रहे, सीमा नहीं, कि कोई जन बोला था, कर लिए भाई। सीएफए इसलिए कर लिए, लेकिन और मेरे क्या करूं मैं सीएमए करके और एग्जाम देकर 480 लाकर डांस करूं? नो, नो प्रॉब्लम, नथिंग। एसीसी और मैं कोई कोर्स करने नहीं जा रहा, एग्जाम देकर कोई मतलब नहीं है। वट एवर आई नो and I'm satisfied with whatever I know, and I'm able to teach those things in a proper way, because taught for more than 25 years. Because some of the students start saying sir ये ACCA का क्लास है, should I join? Why I will join? अरे भाई आप क्यों सोच रहे हैं, मेरे को सोचने दीजिए। आपका सिलेबस में भी वो है, मैं क्लास में पढ़ाते वक्त दिखाऊंगा आपका ये है, इनका ये है, अपने डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करेंगे, और क्या, यही तो करना है। सो आई हैव नॉट टॉट एनीथिंग टुडे। मैं सीवीपी के बारे में केवल इंट्रोडक्शन आपको दिया हूं। आप वो इंट्रोडक्शन के बेसिस पे चाहे तो ये C1 को एक बार रीड कर सकते हैं, नहीं रीड करना है कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, कोई इश्यू नहीं, नहीं रीड करना, बिकॉज आई हैव नॉट टॉट एनीथिंग। मेरा पर्पस था कि आपको सीएमए यूएस के बारे में पूरी बात बता देना, रजिस्ट्रेशन, सिलेबस, पासिंग क्राइटेरिया, मटेरियल टू रेफर एंड एवरीथिंग। हम लोग का क्लास का सिस्टम कैसे पढ़ेंगे नहीं पढ़ेंगे, और उसके बाद जितना टाइम मिले पढ़ाना। मैं फर्स्ट क्लास को टीचिंग क्लास मानता ही नहीं। वट एवर इज पॉसिबल डन इज डन। अभी जब क्लास खत्म हो रही है, मैंने जो स्लाइड में लिखा है, जितना भी गूगल ड्राइव लिंक है, जो क्लास का शेड्यूल है, मैं आप लोग को 1 घंटे बाद सबको मेल करूंगा। आप उसमें से गूगल ड्राइव में जाकर मटेरियल फिर से डाउनलोड कर लीजिए, सेव कर लीजिए, क्लास स्लाइड्स आपको मिलती रहेगी, और ये इंस्ट्रक्शंस फॉलो करिए। फिर भी आपको कोई इशू टेक्निकल आता है, आप मेल डालेंगे, मैसेज नहीं करेंगे, सब्जेक्ट रिलेटेड आप दुनिया में जो पढ़ रहे हैं, मेरे को कोई फर्क नहीं, आप पूछिए, मैं बताऊंगा। If I'm taking class, you just need to wait for some time. I will reply you, guarantee that very moment only. Otherwise, after my class is over, मैं आपको reply करूंगा। Okay? Leaving for today. We'll be meeting as per the schedule next Saturday. Next Saturday को next class है।
Thank you, sir, for all the introduction and setting up the context. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, पुरुषोत्तम जी। पुरुषोत्तम जी लाइव क्लास करिए, मजा ज्यादा आएगा। Your focus will be more.
Morning class तो मैं कर पाऊंगा, sir. I will be able to. Evening I have UK shift working there, so
अच्छा,
that's
sorry.
difficult. So,
Class Tuesday evening you will not be able to do, है ना?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That you do recordings, and whatever your doubts you ask in Friday, Saturday classes, huh?
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you for your guidance, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Sir, could you please send me the schedule also along with in the mail?
I will send to all.
Okay.
I will send, because it is my duty to send you the schedule so that you all in advance ready. But in the schedule there are 37 classes. Out of that we will not have 5 classes. We require 30 classes only. Okay. So wherever we will find that opportunity, or suppose some problem arises, 4 or 5 classes out of that we will skip. We will not have. Okay?
Okay. Sure, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Tada, bye-bye. All of you.
Bye,
Let's
sir.
India wins tomorrow.
Bye, sir. Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Bye,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. Bye.